738-3773 or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM. Download our free app at 1580thefanatic.com.
Quiet, people, settle down. Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Friday here on the Daily Blender, and your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Ralph from the Weekend Warriors with us. We got Phil, the filling in for Harris, who's pretending to be sick. We figure he's just on his way to San Diego right now to see his girlfriend.
Yeah.
But, hey, none of my
Allegedly.
damn business anyway.
Allegedly. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, his
Afternoon
alleged.
delight.
Yeah.
Has anyone seen her? Have you
No,
seen her?
I've not seen her. No.
We've seen Phil's girlfriend.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She's a lovely young lady. She's a fun, very she
Woman?
she's-
Yes.
But I was going to say she
What are you
scares me.
trying to say?
No. She's I got a little blood sugar, so I'm going to be a little
Yeah.
slow today. I'm also completely on vacation already.
Well, we need to
Ah.
get you some M&M's stat.
Well, I got some new ones. My wife
All right.
took care of me,
All right.
refilled
All right.
it. So
oh my God!
Oh,
look
no,
at
but
that.
Phil's girlfriend is awesome. That's what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say. She's formidable. She's I don't think Phil's going to get away with nothing. with
No,
his girlfriend.
absolutely
No,
not. No,
no.
I've never met Harris's girlfriend. She's a
Did he ever
missionary.
shake your hand?
Alleged.
Alleged, yeah.
Did he ever shake your hand?
Has
You
he
met
ev-
his girlfriend.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, there you go.
Wow!
Wow.
And we're off and running on a Friday.
Whoa.
I don't know that
Right
she
to the
exists.
point.
Just gonna let
Wow.
that waft, huh?
Don't
Wow.
know that she exists. Do you know that
Some-
she exists?
Sometimes, Phil, you got to let it just lay. You got to let it lay there.
Yeah, saunter.
So I was playing with AI trying to make some cool stuff because Moist One sent over some really cool AI versions of the Fanatic emoji over the last couple of weeks.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
I've been catching up on this. This is good.
And so I got the same program he got, and I put some stuff into it, and I'm trying to do things. It's just not working out for me the same way. So let me show you. I took this picture right here. Yeah, if you're watching YouTube,
Oh, you know who that is? That's Jeffrey.
Randy and Jeffrey in the morning.
And then that's not me. That's
Why are my
that's
shorts
actually
hanging
Harris.
down around
Yeah.
my?
That's
this
Harris.
is-
Oh my God.
This is the day
That's
that
Harris.
Randy came in to ridicule me, but that's another story. So I gave AI that picture, right? I said, okay, AI, make this something really cool. How about Randy and I on motorcycles going through a post-apocalyptic scene?
Ooh.
And I thought it'd be awesome, right? AI based. Here's what it came up with.
I like it.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
that's not a cover
Look
of a
at-
game magazine.
Look
Doesn't
at you,
look
Jeffrey.
like us.
Oh
It looks
my
like our
God.
stunt doubles. That's
Now,
Look
horrible.
At me.
I know
I'm
it's
driving. Look at
Nothing
that.
like us.
I know you guys are riding on a Harley, but Randy, he is riding your bumper. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Well, listen, I mean,
that doesn't look like Randy. That doesn't look like me.
No.
So I guess I don't know. Maybe
That
I'm
looked like
asking.
us when we were doing morning drive. It's what we looked like. Yeah.
No, we didn't. We never looked like that.
And what is the shirt? What is a liquid disc?
It's a record company. It was a record
Ah,
company
okay.
back in the day. So
Yeah.
that's not even close to what the AI came up with. I'm
don't
beginning to
know.
think AI doesn't see
Now,
things,
Randy, you
I
can
like
don't
with
show
their
this.
eyeballs.
You can show this to Harris as a prime example of how to properly do a mustache. That was
Yeah, oh,
that
yeah.
is
Yeah, listen,
full on
Yeah.
porn stash right there. Fantastic work.
porn.
I don't
stars.
know. See, you know how I know it's a good mustache?
what?
I never thought once about making fun of it.
Yeah, no, that is
Yeah.
manly. That is
Yeah.
Burt Reynolds right there to a T.
Why did you call it a porn stash?
No, that's what it. That's
That's what it was.
Yeah, that's
What's
what.
a porn stash?
It's not. It's not
Ralph,
a
I didn't
comment
have a
on the
porn
user.
stash. I still don't have a porn stash.
But that's
Well,
why
you
the
got a
AI
beard now,
made you
Randy.
guys basically a gay magazine cover on motorcycles.
Oh,
It's
I
all
don't
your
know that.
stash.
We're
Yeah.
superheroes.
All that was missing was
We're
a
not,
cheetah.
gay
ra-
porn
ra-
guys. We're
I'd
superheroes.
pose. I'd pose on a gay magazine. I don't care.
You just did on that AI.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, I don't even care.
you should ask it to have like leopard bikinis or something. That would be
Listen,
phenomenal.
I don't need to be gay, but it's always nice to be appreciated by someone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy to be on the cover of any gay magazine. I don't even care.
I
It
will
looked
tell you.
like something out of Police Academy 1.
I will tell you, the most appreciated I ever felt was going with my girlfriend to a gay bar.
Mhm.
I have never been offered more pieces of gum. I've never been
Oh,
offered more
that's-
drinks.
That's got the fentanyl on it.
Oh,
Don't,
yeah.
don't take
Oh,
that
yeah.
gum.
You better be careful there.
Yeah,
Phil.
I declined everything, but my
Yeah.
goodness, I got a few improper touches, and I was like,
Oh, my goodness.
Oh,
You
that
kind of
could
got that vibe a little bit, you know?
Yeah, the 360
So,
cup
yeah,
check.
let me-
Ooh.
Let me get
I'd
this
sell
right.
you.
Your girlfriend.
We should all
took
get
you-
improperly touched more often.
That's for another day. But so, Phil, your girlfriend took you to a gay bar? Is
Yeah,
that what I
well,
heard you say?
yes, we went for karaoke, and there's only
Is
so
she-
many offerings.
Is she
and
feeling sorry for you? Or
no,
Just-
no.
All right.
It was
I just-
again, it was karaoke, and there's only limited amounts of places that offer karaoke. And let me tell you, the MC, the DJ, he fulfilled every fantasy that you could have.
kiss you all
Yeah.
under.
Yeah, absolutely.
All under.
your
Wow.
clothes.
Yeah, he was Bobby
Yeah,
Darin
I
under
could
the
see
seat.
it.
Let me tell
Yeah.
you.
Wow.
All right, then.
Oh, boy. This show's off to a great start.
Welcome to Friday.
That's
Yeah.
now it's par for this course. No problem.
Fabulous Friday.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, I'll be honest with you. I've checked out already. I checked out like 24 hours ago. So
so it's going to be. Do the people know how long? Do the people know where? Are you sharing these
No, no.
details before?
No.
Oh,
no. Jeffrey
Jeffrey's.
never shares.
Yeah, Jeffrey's trying
No,
to check
no,
the
no, no.
comment.
We
How-
don't know which way he's going. If it's up or down.
Oh,
or
we're sticking with that
left or right.
conversation, huh?
Okay.
Yeah, we don't know which way he's going. No.
swing low. Anyway,
Yeah.
so no, I'm gonna be gone next week. That's all.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
next week.
That's all
Okay.
we know.
Are
Yeah.
you
And
taking
Ralph,
a plane? Are you
Phil-
taking a plane?
You're more than welcome to join what's left of Harris and Randy anytime you want.
I will try to join as much as I can because I don't want to leave Randy with Harris. That's
I
not fair.
appreciate
Ralph, maybe
that.
I'll join with you. You let me know which
Yeah.
days you go, and I'll.
We should do it because I mean this is not fair to Randy to have to
I
deal with
know.
Yeah.
I know. Can you believe
that
it?
5-time champion. I just don't think he can handle that.
Do whatever you can Monday through Thursday. That's all I'm saying.
Randy
Yeah,
and the
we're off
Caterpillar.
Friday. Woohoo!
That's right. We are off Friday. yeah.
That's our NFL preseason.
Well, that Friday will be my girlfriend, who we mentioned before, her birthday. So that's what 4th of
Her
July means to
birthday's
me.
on the 4th of July.
I know.
Oh,
yes.
my goodness.
Absolutely.
Can I tell you? My wife's is on the 3rd of July.
Oh, so on the
Oh, no
eve.
kidding.
Nice.
Okay.
Very
All
nice.
right.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So yeah, we're gonna celebrate that and have some fun and do other things. And
You got
that's all
real
I'm
Yeah.
talking
quiet
about.
when everybody started talking about their girls. Yeah.
Yes,
Mhm.
absolutely.
No
Mhm.
funny jokes about the girls.
Ralph's trying not to get beat up.
I think Ralph was changing his headphones.
I was
He's-
changing my headphones. Yeah.
He's currently at home with his gal, so he's gonna be real careful. We're gonna
I
see
don't want
how
her lunging in here and just
a
tearing me apart.
hand, just his hand will come straight across the screen. Wow!
It's happened before, so
Smacko. All right, so I guess we'll talk about sports type things. Nothing's happening this weekend, really, is it? Is there anything happening this weekend?
Well,
Man, we got so much to talk
we
about.
got baseball games. That's
Yeah, we
it.
got
No, I'm not worried
baseball.
about what to talk about today. I'm saying coming
up.
up this weekend, we got Diamondbacks playing the Marlins, and
Oh, yeah.
what?
Yeah.
that's exciting.
Well, I mean, we got Diamondbacks, Marlins. We've got a free agency in the NBA that's going to, I guess, happen. I
Wait,
guess.
But when does that start? No, it's already happened.
July 1st, or is it July
What?
6th?
No,
I can
I
never.
think free
follow
agency is
this
happening
guy.
now, isn't it?
No,
Is it?
there's a 6th or 7th. I think they can start. doing
Oh, is that what it is?
So free agency
well,
is not happening now.
that. I think they can set things up, but I don't think they can make it official until the
Yeah.
6th or
so
the 7th.
dumb the way the NBA does stuff. They need
I
to move
agree.
the draft post
Yeah.
that date, July
Or
6th or
move
7,
the-
whatever it is.
move the free agency up so that the guys that get picked by the
Mm.
teams can wear the team hats.
Yeah, move
I
it
don't-
up, move it back, coincide, fix the damn thing.
Is-
This
is
is not
part-
hard.
Is part of the NBA draft that you have to get traded after you're picked?
Yes.
Because
Mhm.
I don't understand that. I was
It's
watching.
dumb as
Isn't that
hell.
stupid?
Because the reason is because that free agency and because you're not allowed to sign contracts until that certain date.
The
so
6th
nothing
of,
can be
or
done,
the
so
7th.
Whatever
remember.
whatever team is drafting you, even though they have a deal, I'm sure that that just nothing could be signed and sorted until after that. So it's like, how about we do the draft a couple days later?
But then
No.
they traded like it seemed like there was like 8 or 9 trades
Yeah.
in the first round, right?
So,
Yeah. It's
again,
a
yes,
gentleman's agreement.
it
What-
is.
What's the point?
Well, the point is that So that way these things can be done. These things can be cemented. That way you know who is going to be going where.
That's
And
just
it would
stupid.
just be a derelict of duty if
Yeah.
you were to go AWOL and be like, you know what, here at number 10, we didn't expect Cooper Flagg to still be here. So we will keep our pick and not go through with the Houston Rockets trade. You know,
So-
like, that would be crazy.
That's all fine. But how about this? Whenever they make those trades, whenever they figure that stuff out before the draft happens, nobody ever goes back. If they do, it's extremely rare. So give them the damn hat of the team that
Yeah,
they're actually inevitably going to be on. Do you think the Rockets picked Malwatch because they just thought it was a great idea and we just happened to be, oh my gosh, we're going to do it? No, they picked him because that is the deal we made and we told them who to pick. So give them the hat that says the Phoenix Suns on it.
Yeah.
It's just such a dumb
It was
ass
stupid.
thing.
It's led to a lot of
Yeah.
historical
Oh,
weird oddities, right? Like Andrew Wiggins gets traded to or gets exits draft night with a Cavaliers cap being the number 1 overall pick, and eventually gets moved around when he gets traded for Kevin Love in Minnesota. And then you look over like even Kobe Bryant, somebody who has a short Charlotte Hornets cap on the night that he was drafted, never played a single game for them.
Yeah,
By
don't
everybody's account,
understand
was
this.
drafted by
Well,
the Lakers.
like I've
I-
said before, hey, NBA Nosferatu, fix this.
Is it Nosferatu or Voldemort?
He
I
looks
was
like a little
trying
Nosferatu,
to
you know,
figure out what the commissioner looks like.
Most
Vlad
people
the
go
very
Beaker.
paler.
Most
yeah.
people go
Yeah,
Beaker
very
from
pale.
the Muppet.
Yeah. It's extremely pale.
Vlad the real pale one. Yeah.
If you think he doesn't have a couple of pints of someone's blood in his fridge right now,
Wow.
God.
I'm just glad that whole process is over. That was horrible.
Well,
The NBA is just bad.
and
they,
that's why
they want to be like the NFL. They start to like, well, the NFL's bustling in on our Christmas business. Well, yeah, because you guys are dumb. You got to fix your
Yeah.
stuff. And if you want to be more like the NFL, and I think that they could make headway, but the kind of stuff we're talking about right now is not doing them any favors.
They have the bones of a really great product. Like they
Yeah.
have great stars, they have great marketability, they have a volume of games that isn't utterly excessive like MLB. It's somewhere in there. You could still argue take a few out, but regardless, you have the bones. And when playoff basketball comes around, it is spectacular. It is
Well,
art. It is fantastic.
Yeah.
But-
Listen,
then they
Jeffrey
just-
says,
basketball
yeah.
is an American sport more than the NFL in its origination. Everybody calm down. In its origination, basketball, I know there's one Canadian dude who says, look, everyone, a peach basket. But okay, after that, basketball is more of an American sport in its origination and continuation than the NFL. The NFL is a game that is based on rugby and soccer sort of combined together. And, when you look at baseball, okay, yeah, that's ours. But, baseball, number 1. Basketball number 2 as far as American sports go. So you got to figure this crap out.
Do you think that back in the day when basketball was being created, they had these really tall 7-foot guys that would reach into the basket and get the ball out of the peach basket?
No, that
And
took a
that's
while
how
for them
the-
to figure out. At the start, Randy, it was a lot of short white guys
okay,
just
okay.
running around, and the
Like a
score would be
ladder.
2-8 or something like that. And they're like,
okay.
wow, that was a
Okay.
barn burner.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
horrible
Wow,
until,
that's some serious offense there.
like other sports, until everyone was allowed to play, it wasn't
Yeah.
any good. So,
Okay.
anyway.
I was wondering if some like tall guys.
And he
And that's-
respectfully passes to the other guy named John.
That's
And
the
John
bee's
passes to
knees.
Steve. And
They
Steve
really
passes back to
scored.
John.
10 points today.
With
Wow.
no shot clock. Can you imagine how horrendous that was for 20 minutes? They were just, and we'll wait until we get a good shot.
That's why the rules changed.
Yeah.
Beer Bob says, Harris, nobody calls the 3rd of July, the 4th of July Eve. Wait, well, okay, that's not Harris. That's
First
Phil.
of all,
Yeah.
You don't call
Harris
the
isn't
3rd
there.
of July 4th of July Eve. So my grandpa was born on the 4th of July.
by definition, it is 4th of July Eve.
Well,
You're
just
not
don't
wrong,
like it.
but
Yeah.
nobody likes
Yeah.
It
you
doesn't
saying
feel right, but it is.
Ralph, are you under attack, Ralph?
I
Blink
told you.
twice if you're
that
safe.
that little hand's going to come in. It's going to big right in his face. It's coming. That's why he's been so respectful and not sassing off.
You're right. I have a lot of sass in here, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
Well, a lot of faff. Hello.
Somebody just called Phil Harris. I mean, that's insulting.
Yeah, that's Beer Bob.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's somebody's got
Beer-
beard
I
on.
feel like my 5
It's
o'clock
3
shadow
o'clock
isn't
on a
quite
Friday.
Caterpillar.
Beer Bob's got other things going on.
Yeah, right now, would you just not shave for a day? Phil's got a more epic facial hair presence than Harris will ever have in his life.
Yeah.
I think I can count how many hair follicles are in Harris's thing.
Poor Harris.
and
He's
none
not
of this
even here to
war,
back himself up.
none of this war would have started had Harris stayed in his lane. He comes on every once in a while, and he just likes to bite, like he just likes to nip. And I'm like, all right, bro. All right, I was being respectful from the mustache. Now it is fair game, buddy.
I knew we'd eventually get these two to fight.
Eventually,
It didn't happen right away.
Oh, yeah.
I think Harris thinks they're going to be buddies, from what I'm hearing.
He thinks they're best buds. He thinks
Yeah.
they're on the exact same page when
he
it
did
comes to
say that.
sports because Phil happened to agree with him on something.
Yeah,
So now he thinks they're like soulmates of sports.
Yeah, he said that last Friday. I remember.
the
Yeah.
soulmates of sports, I believe, is the actually what he said. Yeah.
There's the midday show we will never allow to happen.
Soulmates of sports. Middays on the Fanatic.
Some
I can see it
sweeping
now.
beach music to intro into the show. I can see it
Wow.
now. I can hear it
Yeah.
now.
Rainbows
Yeah.
everywhere.
Well, it's the only place you're going to hear it is in your head, Phil. Quiet Cannon says, "Hey Randy, Fourth Dimension's at your mercy.
Yes.
Please keep Harris on a short leash next week.
Well,
Please no 49-minute rants by Harris."
we will do our best and enjoy a nice icy cold one on me, my friend. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we need Phil and Ralph to sort of help
Yeah.
out wherever
Wall
they
to
can.
wall volleyball
Well,
college sports.
Well, I know you say that,
Volleyball.
and then no one will see you next
I
week.
kind of knew that you were going to be gone, so I was kind of trying to plan around
In the
it.
past, Ralph has been like, "Yeah, I'll do the best I can," and then you never see him.
Well, last
He
time I
just-
checked, you ain't paying me for this, so what the heck? This
don't
is out
say
of the
you're going to do
goodness of
something
my
and not
heart.
do it.
This is
That's
the goodness of my heart.
Yeah.
Don't
No,
say you're
that's
going to
true.
do it and not do it. You're breaking
You
hearts.
sound like my wife now.
Come closer, I'll slap you too.
She's always telling me, "Don't say you're going to do it if you're not going to do it." Well, then come here.
I'm going to ask a question. And I'm pretty sure I know the answer, but I think I
Alright.
better ask it.
Sure.
The NBA draft's over, right?
Yes.
Okay,
it
good. I
concluded.
just wanted to make sure.
Only
Just
two
wanted to
rounds.
Make sure.
Only
Two
two
rounds.
rounds.
Just
Very
two
easy to-
rounds, and everybody else is well. You're probably not good enough for the G League anyway.
First round is
Ju-
legit. Second round is G
And even
League
that-
and others.
Right,
Very much,
right.
Randy. It was two rounds, and even then, it's like two players, and then after that, it's a crapshoot.
What
So
was
the
better,
first
the
one
finals
is
or the
the-
draft? Huh?
First one is the draft. The next one is the G-Raft. G League draft.
I like it. Yeah.
Did they do a
I like
G-Raft?
that. Yeah.
I kind of liked it, and then I kind of didn't as I came out of my mouth,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
but now I like
no,
it
I like
again
it.
because I think
Yeah.
Randy likes it. So
Yeah,
the
yeah.
G-Raft.
That's pretty good.
G-Raft. Yes.
So let's talk about how the Phoenix Suns did. I think pretty good. I mean, some of that stuff I'm not like. There's got to be something else coming that'll help it make sense with the two centers and stuff. But Common Malawach, whatever his name is,
yes. Yes. Malachi.
seems
believe he's from
Chachi
Italy.
seems like a great guy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
going to call him Chachi.
Yeah.
Chachi seems like a pretty great guy and a really aggressive player that we never got out of DeAndre Ayton. Man, you watch the tape on this guy and you're like, oh, that's what we wanted. And now we've got it. And then there's that Williams person.
Yeah.
So
Williams person.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
he's a center too. So that we talked about this yesterday. So Williams is going to be the starter. And in 8.5 minutes, when he's hurt, then they'll give Malawach a
Yep,
try.
exactly.
Well,
Exactly.
listen, I don't have a problem with it.
No,
I've been saying for years, I think the Suns need a big man, a dominant big man. Now they've got two of them. We'll see what happens.
Well, no, I think both centers are incredibly attractive to anybody who's been deprived and just
You
wanting.
better believe it, Phil.
Yeah, who's been deprived and wanting a big man with skills who can walk and chew gum at the same time. Like Mark Williams, he's incredibly talented for the 2 minutes of the game that he's healthy and free and makes you
He's-
wonder like why. Well, he's
I
already
am sure the team he came from was kind of wishing for a good center too.
exactly that is worrisome. That
Why
not only
did they get him though, Phil?
why did they get him? I think he's a good filler. Like I also think that he can be a good model for Malawich. It's going to be hard.
Yes.
For us.
Malawich.
He's Bradley
Malawich.
Beal all
Just-
over again.
Just
He'll
say
never play.
Malachi.
But even
Just
if
say
he-
Malachi.
But here,
Malachi?
Malawachi, yeah.
Yeah.
Ralph, but even if he
Malawich.
doesn't play, even if he doesn't play too much, he can still be a good role model. I think you got him at a depressed asset, meaning that he, Charlotte by all.
Yeah, his ass is depressed.
Oh, absolutely.
I
Can you
don't think he
imagine
was
having to
depressed
play
because
the?
he X'd out a son. So I
Yeah.
think he's pretty happy.
Can you
Yeah.
Can you imagine having to play the rest of a season knowing that the team explicitly said we got rid of you, and then having to come back and be like, no, it's all hugs and
I-
kisses now.
I
Yeah,
don't want
no
to.
wonder he's
I don't want to.
depressed.
I don't want to say this. I don't want to be that guy, but I'm going to throw this out there. I'm just
Okay.
going to kind of lob it out in the court, and you guys kind of kick it around. What if this guy wasn't playing up to his potential with Charlotte? Because everybody knows what Charlotte is. Now the guy has a chance with a legit team.
I think he
ahead.
was
I'm just
cruising.
throwing
You
it
think
out
he
there.
was just sort of? I don't believe that. I get it.
No?
You're saying he's just saving himself for some
Yeah.
future endeavor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not how you get things done. I don't think
Well,
that.
yeah.
I mean,
remember
most of these guys
the
wouldn't do
Lakers
that.
traded for him. They got him in. They went,
Yep.
oh no,
Yep.
no, no, and they gave him back.
They're like,
Well,
this
but-
physical
but
ain't
they're the
really doing
ones
it for us.
They're the ones that killed the trade. It wasn't anybody else.
There was
According
the
to
Lakers.
his,
Yeah.
according to Williams' agent, I read this. They had notable doctors from across the country that said everything was fine. The Lakers killed it, and I'll tell you why. The Lakers killed it because they had a hook into Luka, and they didn't want to bring Williams in.
It's a good point.
They knew that Luka was coming.
I heard they did X-rays and couldn't find a spine, so they sent him back.
Oh, boo.
Oh, that's terrible.
Well, the Mark Williams trade did happen after they acquired Luka.
Yeah, they already
Doncic.
had Luka.
Yeah, but as far as Malowich, I think that it is a good trade because you address both the here and now with a center that can slot in now. If Mark Williams gets hurt, it's not the worst thing in the world that you're going to have Malowich behind him to start. You've addressed the here and now for a 29 draft pick that very well could be in the back, and either way, you're hedging your bet. I do like the idea of it when a player has reached his potential, his playing potential, and you're just worried about injury. If he happens to be a Steph Curry, where maybe not to that historic level, but Steph Curry, if you remember the first couple of years in the league, he was heavily injured. He was injury prone. If you can get past that and achieve his potential and have him stay on the court, golden.
Phil, this isn't the draft. We're up against a break here.
What can I say? I'm like Willy Wonka. I like talking about golden tickets.
When we come back, let's talk about Fleming and Bray. Let's also make sure we're pronouncing Malawach. Malawach. Is it? It's not. No, you're not. You're no. I'm serious. I want us to pronounce this right. We're going to need to get used to it. Malawach. Malawach.
Malawach.
Malawach.
Go to break, please.
Malawach.
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 I'm touching
Ralph
my
is
watch.
just mad because
Malawach.
I just want to go to break because you guys are hammering an Italian language. So.
that's not. He's not Italian.
Malachi.
He's African. You dope.
No, he's Italian.
Malowich.
Hey, it's a Malawach.
There you go. Hey. See how much better that is? Oh my god!
I mean, it'd be fun if he was Italian, but he's
he
not.
is
He's
Italian.
African.
In my eyes, he's Italian. We have African Italians.
It would end in an E. Malowici.
We got to take a break.
He's
It's the Daily
Italian.
Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Miss any part of the Daily Blender? Download the free podcast at 1580thefanatic.com.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your Nature Made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made yours for you every day. Vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
My pain is considerable, but that prescription is dangerous. The side effects of my medicine are worse than my condition.
I'm in recovery. I can't take those pills.
When faced with a health crisis, you shouldn't have to choose between risks. Choose natural healing.
At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our naturopathic doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. Our naturopathic doctors can restore pain-free joint function and restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves immediate physical symptoms without having you take a bunch of pills. If traditional medicines aren't working, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Volunteering creates positive change. You can help people in your community facing adversity, offering them hope and a path to a better future. You will transform lives, find fulfillment, and discover a sense of purpose. Join the Army behind the Salvation Army, dedicated to meeting human needs without discrimination. Discover how at salvationarmysouthwest.org. Volunteers don't necessarily have the time. They simply have the heart. Sponsored by the Salvation Army Southwest Division.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, and it's no surprise. Same game parlay from Bet365 just keeps getting better.
Well, it's even easier to make a bet. Choose from the most popular markets like hits, run line, totals, and home runs. So many to choose from.
Download the app, start building your bet, and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. T&Cs apply.
The Rich Eisen Show.
Is Harden in play?
Oh, to go back to Houston?
I saw that they Rockets have an opportunity to add some massive salaried players.
Well, I saw Jaylen Brown still being rumored for that as well.
And that Harden can leave the Clippers due to some option.
Now that's a super team. If they acquire James Harden or Jaylen Brown
and
Durant, that's a super team.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at 9 a.m. on 1580, The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. So, yeah, the draft is come and gone. I don't know what happens next with the Phoenix Suns and what their grand plan is, but we got a couple of new guys yesterday. One guy who may play, another guy we may never see again. But Kashir Fleming might actually see the court. He might actually see the court.
Has a good butter steak.
What's that?
Fleming's has a great butter steak, good bread prior to the service.
Oh, God, I love butter bread. That's good. No, but Fleming, they actually worked hard to get him. They moved up through a series of trades to get that 31 pick out of Minnesota. So now they've got themselves the 6'8" Rasheer Fleming from St. Joseph's. And all right, I mean, I don't know where we're going. I don't know if this can't be the final team, right? This can't be it.
It's it till the trade deadline.
Well, no, I get you, but I'm just saying they're setting up something because we talked about yesterday, 6 centers. Something is going to happen. Something is going to change. Somebody is going to get traded, and I'll be honest, I have no idea what they're planning for. I don't know. I mean, Ishbia seems to have his fingerprints on some of this, but I have zero idea what is going on. Haven't been paying attention to the team that was sold. The Lakers. Did you guys have a nice draft?
It's hard to tell who had a nice draft because when they draft, they have to take the player and change it. So it's very confusing.
It is because they don't even adjust it well on the websites, do they?
No, they don't. It's really confusing. I'm like sitting there going, "Who did you take?"
So here's what you do, Ralph. You go to your team's website and look at the roster. The rosters have been updated, and then you hit the salary button. So everybody who's getting paid is down there. And now I can show you all the guys up here who are new, like Kobe Bray. I think that maybe they drafted Kobe just so we could say we had Kobe.
That's a bad draft. I don't like that guy.
But it's with a Y. So
yeah.
I know another weird thing about the NBA that is just odd. That you can buy draft picks. Like, that is so odd to me that you can, like, the Chicago Bulls, just for all intents and purposes, sold their second round pick to the Lakers.
Well, pause on that for a second. When you say you could buy a draft pick, you're talking about cash consideration. You're talking about does that apply to a cap? I mean, how are they buying the draft pick?
Well, I'll look into it right now, but I mean, I know that sometimes it depends. It really does depend. Sometimes it is sometimes there are like trade exceptions. Sometimes there are cap exceptions that you'll see a player and then later on in the season that, a player got traded. Then the team that was left under the cap from the player that they had going out, they get to use that exception in order to to facilitate a trade later on. So the NBA has always been interesting in order to make sure that their cap is adhered to. But for as far as the picks are concerned, I'm pretty sure that you just can straight up pay for those picks.
Harris's dad is on the text line. I guess he didn't know his son was sick today, or he just thinks Phil is Harris. It says the Suns need to ahead and make a reservation for the basement. Oh, yeah. Like your Memphis Grizzlies are going to be better. Shut up.
They certainly give up a lot to get their draft day prospect. I mean, they believe, I don't know if they're true, but they believe that they have the makings of a team that can at least contend. And in the West, that is a much harder
Memphis?
prospect. Memphis, yeah.
Yeah.
They're acting as if they do. I don't think I agree with them, but
They also think the Titans drafted a quarterback. So whatever. I mean, they don't know what they're doing over there. The Mayo guy?
Yeah, the mayonnaise guy.
You talking about Levis or Gerard Mayo?
No, the mayonnaise guy. What's his name?
Will Levis.
Yeah,
Will Levis.
Will Levis.
Yeah, Captain Mayonnaise. Yeah, that's him.
He's a crackety ass cracker with a spoonful of mayo.
Hey, what's wrong with that? I mean,
Just
look,
saying.
if he's lubricating the joints with some of that creamy mayo, maybe he's using Dukes. That's what they use back there in the South. I don't know,
get
Dawn,
salmonella.
maybe you can help us with some Dukes. Is it Dukes or who? What is it back there in the Tennessee?
Well, I think it's
area?
Hellman's over here. It's Duke's over there, right?
Maybe.
No, wait.
It's
No,
Dukes in the
there's
Northeast. It's Dukes in the Northeast. I know
there's
that.
a war
Dukes
going
is
on.
in the Northeast. Oh, well,
Yeah.
see, what do I know? I'm a desert dweller.
They might have it in Tennessee. I have no idea.
Chief Skulls this afternoon, gentlemen. Glad to be back from another successful work trip to Denver. Found a place that had the best al pastor taco I ever eaten. And
In
it was
Denver.
a win for
In
certain.
Denver. Wow.
Well, welcome back, Chief Skull. Welcome back. Let's see. Just the tip says Suns need a pure point guard, maybe 10 and 12 points, 12 assists a game, and 90% on his free throws, like Steve Nash was.
Yes, or CP3. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Moist One says, I feel bad for Kettle Marte. Oh, we're going back to that. Well, I'm going to pause on that, Moist One. Going to pause on that for you because we are going to talk about that kid that got banned.
I want to talk about that. Good. I'm glad.
We're going to talk about that again because there's been new information that has come to my attention. Chosen One says, good afternoon, gentlemen. Kobe took over 400 3-point shots and made 46%. That's not nothing. Yeah, he's a catch and shoot kind of guy.
Who, Bray?
Yeah, Kobe Bray. He can, he's good on the catch and shoot.
But you know what he's bad at? Defense. He's terrible on defense.
Right. And we've had enough terrible on defense for a lifetime. So,
so now you got another one.
Well, again, he's a G leaguer for a bit, right? So we'll see.
You know what's funny with this draft? You mentioned the Lakers and you were asking me about it. You have to look at the undrafted free agents that get signed afterwards. I think that's more interesting than the draft itself.
I think we ended up with a couple of those too.
Well, especially for the Lakers, like that's where they made
Eric
their bones.
Dixon, what a pickup that was.
That's where they made their bones in
Austin
the past.
Reeves.
I mean, they identified they were the ones who originally signed Scottie Pippen Jr., who plays high quality minutes for the Memphis Grizzlies. But before that, I mean, that's where they discovered Austin Reeves, who's currently
Caruso
and Caruso. Yes, was the other one that I was going for. Who pivotal piece on 2 championship teams now.
Yeah,
Watch
you got good scouts. You got
Eric
good
Dixon's
scouts.
the guy. Watch this guy. They picked him up too. I like him. He was the number 1 D1 scorer last year. 40% from the threes.
That's great. You got good scouts. We got Michigan State scouts. That's what we have here. So
and Randy and Ralph would really appreciate like those guys that are undrafted. They come in with the biggest chip on their shoulders, and they could have been easily drafted in the second round. Like at that point, it's all pretty interchangeable, and it's just like, oh, you just didn't have another pick. But they come in so hungry. They come in so ready to play their ass off. It's fantastic.
Hefty Lefty says Grizzlies will be better than the Suns this season if Ja can stay off the suspension list.
Oh, suspension? See, it's suspension or injury. Either one, the killer.
How could you even say that, Hefty? The Hefty is a Lakers fan too, so there's just nothing but hate.
Well, I mean, when you look at the Phoenix Suns roster, I mean,
it's not its final form, Ralph.
Okay, but look at what you got right now.
It's not its final form. I mean, you know it. There's no way a team.
What are they going to do?
If this team, I'm going to make a prediction. If this team carries 6 centers into the next season, I will relinquish my fandom of the Phoenix Suns and become a Denver Nuggets fan because I was born in Colorado.
Wow.
I thought you were born in Oregon.
No. The first part of my childhood was there, but I was born in Colorado. Yeah.
6
Your dad moved
centers
around a lot, huh?
6 centers and 6 guards as well. So like Dylan Brooks, the only forward you got.
But we know that's going to change. But what I'm saying is, I don't think there's like blockbuster change that's going to happen for them.
No,
it's more of a fact of them
Listen,
filling out
you
their
got
G
a
League
man
team.
who doesn't know what the word apron means. He's, anything could happen. We don't know. They're going to find a way to deal Beal, and then after that, God
Good luck.
knows what happens next.
But
I see what you did there, Jeffco. They're
Thank
going
you.
to find
Thank
a
you
way
very
to
much.
deal Beal.
You know I
See
like
what
to
mean?
rhyme.
Oh yeah,
That's a good trending
you're
hashtag.
throwing
there.
down rhymes like Drano.
Jeff-
Yeah,
And Jeffrey,
yeah.
Matt Ishbia can work around the edges and things that aren't capped, but for things that are on that are capped, you said he doesn't know what a luxury tax is, and maybe he doesn't. But that second apron, it's so real. It is so realistic that on a live hot mic, the general manager for the Denver Nuggets openly mused, thinking and just throwing out like, "Hey, there is a time where if we get up against it, we could trade Nikola Jokic." Are you kidding me? What a great fodder to just add to your fan base. Who's like,
so
yeah,
understand here, look at the screen. If they get rid of Beal, they can get out of that second apron.
Oh,
Okay. You can't see
that's
the bottom.
awful.
How do I make that smaller?
How do we get rid of Ralph?
Ralph,
dare
how do you make
Jeffrey?
things small? There we go.
Ask Neil.
It's talk to Neil.
Yeah, it's Neil.com.
Lots of shrinkage. So yeah, if you can unload Beal, even waive him. If you
Stretch and waive him,
Beal and take the dead cap hit, you still end up out of that second apron. And what does that mean? You got some room to work. Tell me I'm wrong.
Look at those names that no one knows who they are.
Ralph.
No,
Phil.
really. Look.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at the
Our
screen.
names are more
Oh.
popular than theirs. I know who you guys are. I don't know
Listen,
who half these guys are.
Devin Booker is a good foundation.
Sure, I agree with
Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, they're okay.
Dylan Brooks,
Dylan Brooks is a clown ass, but whatever.
I agree. I think he
Grayson
is, too.
Allen. I mean, who cares? I want to win. I don't give a damn what
Well-
names. How many names did you really know about on the Pacers or OKC going in, except for SGA?
I don't even know who those teams are.
You see what I'm saying?
You're asking the wrong-
They
you're
were in a
asking the wrong
championship. That's why you wouldn't know.
Never heard of it. No. I
So-
didn't watch that.
But if you look at our cap sheet, there's room to work and there's room to do something big. And guess who likes to do big things? Mr. Ishbia does. So
looks like a
I would
FIBA
almost
team.
guarantee there's going to be some big movements.
This looks like a FIBA team. This is what this looks like.
FIBA.
Not your problem. You just watch too
No,
much
but
soccer.
it's a shame. I think you guys took your shot. You missed, swung and missed, and now you got your FIBA team. Good luck. Have fun.
And watch, we might win more games than you.
I doubt it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know because we're not there yet. We'll see what happens.
there is not a chance in hell that the Phoenix Suns are going to have a better record than the Los Angeles
No way.
Lakers next season. There is not.
I want
a
to
shot.
bet, but I ain't making no bets
the-
until I see what happens.
Yeah.
The Lakers are a player away from a championship. The Suns are a player away from actually entering the NBA. That's the difference.
You're an injury away from oblivion. Shut up.
No, Luka Doncic. Say what you will. I mean, he'll
Oh
have
yeah,
an
you're
injury
a
spurt.
donut away from diabetes.
See, there we
go
go.
ahead. Shout out some player names. I got one for all of them.
A donut away from diabetes.
That was a good hashtag.
Randy's Donuts.
Let's see here.
Donuts.
Just a Tip says, no matter what, still better opinions than this guy Ralph. Seriously, if Ralph wasn't throwing down the dollars, first off, he's not throwing down any dollars.
No.
So there.
Yeah.
By the way, Ralph, you need to read your email. We need you to throw down some dollars. Thank you.
Dollars to donuts.
Let's see. Kiss the Cook says, mayo, lube. What individual sport are you talking about? Could that be a team sport?
Well, I was talking about Tennessee Titans and Captain Mayonnaise. I think you know who he is.
You know what? You could have it as an Olympic sport where you luge through mayo. No,
Yeah.
no skid, no, just
Yeah.
your
Oh, yeah.
body, and
Yeah.
you slide down a slide of just nothing but
See,
mayonnaise.
I think the Mayo slide needs to come to ESPN The Ocho.
But it would smell so bad the next day.
I was going to say, even in football, like take that to the field. NFL, that is a second half late game adjustment.
NFL
Whenever
overtime,
you know how in
you
baseball,
lube
Ralph,
the
how like
field
Fernando
with
Tatis has that
mayo.
sticky stuff on his helmet. If
Yeah.
you have some mayo just coating around your helmet, nobody's going to want to tackle you. That's nasty.
You're gonna stank.
Yes, especially in the second half when it gets hot
Oh.
down in Tennessee.
A hot day.
Could you imagine sitting on an offensive or defensive line and what it smells like in the third quarter anyway?
Without the mayonnaise, right?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's bad enough.
Yeah.
Moist One says, mark it down. Ralph hates Kobe.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Wow!
Wow.
Jeez.
Ralph.
Yeah, you did say you didn't like that guy.
How could you?
Wow.
Moist one needs some Vagisil. I never said that.
Wait, what? Wilbur says, since ESPN took 2 days off to do the NBA draft, thank goodness now they can go back to talking about LeBron James 24/7 like they always do.
LeBron James, the Cowboys, and WNBA. Yes.
Did you guys talk about the Cowgirls getting raises?
Yeah, well, we didn't talk about it because it's a sports show. But yeah, I saw they got up to $75 an hour or something.
No, they're going like triple figures, boys. Like
$75 a game.
Who are we talking about?
The
per hour.
The
$75
Cowboy
an hour.
cheerleaders.
So that's a 3-hour game.
I think that in the world they're the second most popular dancing group, aside from the Rockettes.
Does that include tips? Halftime lap dances. You didn't know about that?
Cowgirls. What?
What do you think this is? The Raiders? Taco Kenny says, did I hear Lakers? Yes, you did, Kenny, and I'm not going to read the rest of your text. The Cross Guy says, I'd even take Bronny in a trade for Beal. Just anything to get out of that contract, but nobody wants that contract. I think we're going to have to waive him and take the hit to.
That's a big hit.
Next.
Well, you got. What else are you going to play him?
Next season.
No, because he's never healthy.
Right.
If you can weather the storm, if you can just accept that this year is going to suck, which it is, no matter what you do, if you can weather that storm for 1 year, that contract actually becomes something tradable. He
is going to be, and mark my words on this, he is going to be, ladies and gentlemen, he is going to be the richest sixth man in the entire world. Yes.
I love that.
BB6, Bradley Beal, 6-man.
Yeah,
Bradley Beal is going
Bradley
to be
Beal will be the richest man as the sixth man in the NBA. Thank you.
I gotta
Thank
say,
you.
I think
that
he's going to be
sound
like the
Thank you.
11th or 12th man. I don't
need
think
that
he's
sound
going to
effect.
be 6th
Thank you.
even.
Can I
Thank
borrow
you.
that sound effect for tonight, please?
No.
Thank you.
Russell Westbrook, when he was playing with the Clippers,
For
might
tonight,
might have that.
I have discovered something new.
That would be phenomenal. I need that as I'm coming out of the bathroom.
Get ready, baby, because
She'll be disappointed like we are on most of the announcements that Randy makes with that music. So,
Well, yeah, it'd be like all that fanfare. Then all of a sudden you get wah, 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 wah.
yeah.
There you
like,
go.
she's like, hey, it's really your fault for keeping the house so cold.
Oh, I found my mood music. This is perfect mood music.
Listen, we got to take a break. When we come back, we have many other things to talk about. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Listen to our live stream on your phone at 1580thefanatic.com.
Now at Verizon, we have some big news for your peace of mind. For all our customers, existing and new, we're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on My Plan and My Home. That's future you peace of mind. And everyone can save on a brand new phone on My Plan when you trade in any phone from one of our top brands. That's new phone peace of mind. Because at Verizon, whether you're already a customer or you're just joining us, we got you. Visit Verizon today. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
4th of July savings are here at the Home Depot with up to 40% off, plus up to an extra $600 off select appliances with free delivery like GE Profile. Simplify your routine with GE Profile appliances, from refrigerators with autofill pitchers and multiple dispensing options to all-in-one washer-dryer combos that can wash and dry a full load in under 2 hours. Shop 4th of July savings on top brand appliances now at the Home Depot. Free delivery on appliance purchases of $396 or more. Offer valid June 18th through July 9th. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
Arizona's future depends on a skilled workforce, and that's why students don't just learn at Pima JTED, they do. From healthcare to technology and construction to design, the JTED classroom model gets high school students ready for college, a career, or both, teaching them the skills Arizona employers need right now. Discover how Pima JTED students can support your business. Learn more at PimaJTED.org. That's PimaJTED.org. This message is sponsored by Potoff Private Philanthropy.
My pain is considerable, but that prescription is dangerous. The side effects of my medicine are worse than my condition.
I'm in recovery. I can't take those pills.
When faced with a health crisis, you shouldn't have to choose between risks.
At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our naturopathic doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. Our naturopathic doctors can restore pain-free joint function and restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves immediate physical symptoms without having you take a bunch of pills. If traditional medicines aren't working, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Your best plan to retire might be right under your roof. This is Rob Canier, and for over 20 years, I've helped people discover how they can utilize a portion of their equity in their home as a coordinated strategy in retirement planning, thus creating additional monthly cash flow, paying less taxes, and making their retirement assets last longer. This is a safe and proven retirement strategy for qualified homeowners age 62 and older. All you have to do is reverse your thinking. Call me, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773.
Download our free sports app and stay up with all the latest sports news, scores, highlights, and more.
Or
stream us live anywhere
at 1580thefanatic.com.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, Arizona's home for sports.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and we've been talking about the Suns draft and all that kind of stuff. But there's other drafts. There's other drafts that are happening. The NHL draft is happening. Is anybody nobody watched that, right? There's nothing to watch there.
I do, because it's kind of cool. These really young kids that you see get drafted. I mean, I don't know.
And not a one of them speak English.
And they all have the same haircut.
They do.
The NHL draft is today. Today. Today and tomorrow. It starts here in about 15 minutes, and it's on the ESPN Plus, or the ESPN and the NHL network.
Who said nobody? They don't speak English.
Phil said that because Phil doesn't know anything about hockey.
So the first pick of the NHL draft
Canadian
is supposed to be Matthew Schaefer.
Yeah.
He plays for the Erie Otters.
So Phil, what you need to understand, because clearly you haven't watched enough Letterkenny or Shoresy. Here's what you got to understand is, yes, there are guys there who speak French, but everyone in Canada speaks English. They all know how. Really? The people in French Canada, they're a-holes about it, and they'll like refuse to speak English, but they know it, you know? So, this is not a language barrier type thing, at least coming from Canada. Now, if you're talking Russia or Finland.
There's Russians, there's Finlands, there's Swedes, there's the Dutch.
Americans?
There are
some Americans don't speak very good English.
Yeah. Italians?
I don't
Italians
think
don't play hockey.
Hey, let's play the hockey. Hey, let's do the hockey. Hey,
hey, ho!
But there is the kid from Arizona State.
Is he Italian?
No, I'm just saying. Colin Potter he's a top 20, 25 prospect. I mean, he's probably going to get drafted. I'm not sure Arizona State's ever had a player drafted before. I have to look it up. But.
Well, Arizona State, kudos to them. Let's put all of our stuff aside. Phil, just step aside with your U of A love, okay? Because Jeffrey and I, we love the ASU on this program.
I love
and
ASU.
So just step aside for a second.
I'm an alum.
ASU. Just step aside, Phil, and you fake alumni stuff that we don't even
I don't know,
know.
Randy. He seems to be wearing a maroon shirt right now.
Excuse me?
He's wearing like a maroon shirt.
Okay, I apologize for a second. But anyway, ASU has done a fantastic job of building a hockey program. People say all the time, hockey won't work in the desert. And I point them to the ASU Sun Devils and say, what now, Jack? Just like that. I go, what now, Jack? And then they look at me sort of confused. And I go, well, and then they just walk away.
They actually have a really good program.
That's what I just said.
Yeah, I mean,
Ralph.
I've watched them play. I mean, I'm a big hockey guy. I love hockey. I played hockey for years.
So where are they having the draft? What location are they
It's
having
in,
the draft, Ralph?
Las Vegas.
That is incorrect. Next try.
Is it? No, it's in
No,
Los
no,
Angeles.
no. I'm not. Randy, I wanted to prove Ralph didn't know.
Damn it. I'm
Ralph
sorry.
didn't know because Ralph's not really
I
watching
honestly,
the draft.
I will watch. I watch it every year.
Did you?
I
know
don't
it was
sit there.
tonight?
I don't sit there and watch it. Yeah, I knew it was tonight. I don't sit there and watch it intently like I do the NFL draft, but I do. I like to watch the North American players. I'm looking at that kid out of Boston College that I really like, James. I'm looking at Kagan, I think his name is Hagens.
Kegel.
James Hagens out of
Kegel.
Boston College. Really good North American player. I want to see where he goes. I want to see if the kid from ASU gets drafted, and then the international guy. No, I do like the hockey draft.
King of Kitten says, since the 1952 Helsinki Olympic Games, ASU Sun Devil athletes have earned 66 Olympic medals, and most
How about
recently
that?
spotlighted by Leon Marchand's 4 gold swimming medals in Paris. ASU has 26 varsity sports, the most in the Big 12 by a long shot, and remains committed to all their team sports and is in the planning stages to build a new
The
track
hell
and
is
field
this?
stadium on campus.
What is this?
It's amazing, the transformation of Tempe, the town
What?
lake, and the campus of Arizona State University.
Hell's going
Go Devils!
Is this from like 1950 or what?
I know. I think he copied and pasted that for sure, but I was happy to read it.
Arizona Sun Devils have been on sports in the Big 12 for
Yeah.
many years now.
Yeah, I mean, listen, why not read that? I was happy.
Why
to
not?
I'm
read
wondering if they've ever had a player drafted in the NHL draft. That would be a good thing to
that.
look
Somebody needs to look that up. Just the Tip says there's no way Ralph gets his airtime without financial considerations. Just the Tip. Why don't you go mind your own business?
You know who I'm looking at the draft order. You know who I don't see on here? The Arizona
Coyotes?
the Arizona Coyotes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Randy, you know yeah, just moving.
Why are they not drafting?
They don't need any help.
They traded all future first rounders.
Yeah, they have
What?
no, they, no
for,
help needed.
for a different
The
future.
hell would they do that for, guys?
They're that good.
Quiet Cannon says, Randy, are you broadcasting from your liquor closet today? If so, I hope so. When the bleep are we going to talk about these dime bags? When I feel like it, Quiet Cannon.
And here's one for you, my friend.
T-Licious says, happy Friday. Getting off work early has me in a great mood. Then I heard the voices. Suck it, Ralph. Suck it, Phil. Phil going full Phil as usual.
Thank you.
Phil always goes full Phil.
We're giving you a Saturday preview.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're filling you up. What do you want?
And man,
Yeah,
we'll be
that-
here all
that-
next
that
week
makes-
just to give you
I-
some more of it.
I feel like I need an
hell did
adult.
that mean?
That was gross.
Oh, you'll find out.
Hefty Lefty says, Italians stick to soccer, volleyball, and water polo.
What? We're also
What?
cycle. We're also really good cyclists.
Oh,
That is
that's
true.
true.
That is
Oh,
very
yeah,
true.
Yeah. Listen,
Get a
the
lot
only
of training
problem
in
is
the
they can't keep their both hands on the handlebars. That's why they can't
Yeah.
win the
Well,
Tour
So
de
there's a bigger
France.
problem. The hair on their legs always gets caught in the
Hey!
chains, and it's
Oh, yeah.
extremely painful for them.
We learn how to drive handless when we're very young.
All that hair on the
Whoa.
body makes the wind resistance a nightmare for the
Well,
Italian
we
team.
shave. We just shave it off.
Yeah, but it grows back in
Yeah,
5
so
minutes.
fast. Like
So-
by the time the race is over, just Kiss the Cook says, I love giraffes. My favorite zoo animal.
What?
Cool.
No, it was because of the G draft. You were
Yeah, I
saying
know.
the G League.
That's great.
I think he's got issues with giraffes. But.
Moist One says, would be really cool if James Hagens went to the Islanders #1 overall because he grew up close and a huge fan. Matthew Schaefer is going #1 though. Bleh.
Yeah, Schaefer's definitely #1, but I think Hagens is either 2 or 3. Very possible.
Just the Tip says the best part of Shoresy is how all the actors can actually play hockey. ASU Sun Devil hockey is awesome. A lot of former NHL players have retired here, and their kids are out there playing local. No, that is helpful. You're probably right about that.
Joey Decord was the first ASU player to sign an NHL contract and compete in the league. It says here he was drafted in the I can't find it now. I lost it. Anyway, he was the first player drafted in the NHL.
So they've had a hockey player drafted.
They have.
Oh, that's interesting. I would have never have thought that.
Noah Beck and Ty Murchison have recently signed professional contracts with the NHL as well.
Because honestly, their program was pretty much garbage until recently.
Colin Potter. Cole.
Like a colon?
No, not colon. Cullen. Like, pass me the Grey Poupon. Cullen Potter is also a prospect projected to be drafted in this year's NHL draft.
Moist One says Joey Decord is the starting goalie for the Kraken. He's a beast. Oh, we don't talk about the Kraken. Here. We don't talk about them. Yeah, we don't talk about them.
Right.
In other draft type stuff, the UFL has said we're going to delay our college draft until early September.
Good idea.
Yeah, kick that can down the road because you'll be insolvent by August. I think that's the end of the UFL.
Well, no, because I think once Shedeur
Gotta
Sanders
die.
signs with the UFL team, I think they'll get some popularity.
I mean, who signs?
Once Shedeur Sanders signs with the UFL team, I think they'll gain some popularity.
No, he's going straight to the CFL.
I think he might go to the UFL. We'll see.
The absolute amount of disrespect. My God.
We have plenty of disrespect for everyone, Phil.
Yeah, man,
we
pretty
are
cool
all
opportunities.
inclusive.
Phil, this is not your first day on the show.
I know.
We
Straighten
see
up
you,
and fly
Phil.
right.
Fear of Bob says, I like how Ralph says we shave it off when he talks about Italian cyclists. How many Tour de France championships are you going to claim as your own now, Ralph?
Now, I was a cycler when I was young. I couldn't get on a bike if I tried right now. I'd lose the seat. But I do like to cycle.
Ralph
Back
would
in the day.
remove the seat, and that's really uncomfortable for
It
everyone
gets
else who
removed
has
one
to
way or the other. I
bike
mean, so-
behind him. Yeah.
I don't know, Doctor. I was trying to go for a bike ride.
I don't know where that came from.
That's the noise. Hefty Lefty says Cullen Potter sounds like there's definitely a Roman numeral after that one, isn't there?
Cullen Potter the third.
Just a tip says Ralph says ASU program is garbage until recently. Get a grip, dude. ASU's been a growing dominant program for years.
Okay, let's not go crazy and say they're a growing dominant program.
A legacy heritage
Yeah.
program upon which a mountain of history is being built.
I barely
Mountain.
paid attention, but
It's a
ASU
good program.
hockey has grown into a good program.
It
You guys can
has.
argue the dates of when things did or did not get better, but it's solid now. You can't deny
August
that.
11,
No, I like the program.
1972.
Jonesy
boys
says,
were
"Hell yeah,
skating."
guys, go ASU!"
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate that.
thank you.
That's
Yeah.
really cool. Wilbur says, Ralph, I'm sure Moist One would go on a tandem bike ride with you anytime.
Mm.
Yeah, I'd probably, and only if they took the seats off. Sure.
You guys could work up a real big sweat.
Jeez.
Tandem seatless bike ride. That's
Wow. We could bring Mr. Wilbur and have him navigate for us.
Wow. Wow.
Just put them on the back seat backwards.
Yeah, just don't run into Ron's cycling group out there,
Mhm.
the Sons of Apathy.
Mhm.
You don't want to mess with those guys. I saw Ron yesterday. He had 2 knee braces on.
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't want to mess with those guys. I'm telling you.
2 of them, huh?
Let's just be
Oh,
honest.
yeah.
These days, the e-bike, the E is on like all the time. Just it's kind of like a rascal scooter at this point, isn't it?
That's why he needs the knee braces
Just-
to keep his knees intact while it's going so fast.
Yeah, that chain ain't needing any lubing up anytime
Nope.
soon. You know what I
No.
mean? Yeah.
Wow.
And cue the text from Moist One.
Of course, we all could use some lubing up, right? Yeah, sure. All right, guys, 1 hour down and 2 to go. It's Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
4th of July savings are here at the Home Depot with up to 40% off, plus up to an extra $600 off select appliances with free delivery like GE Profile. Simplify your routine with GE Profile appliances. From refrigerators with autofill pitchers and multiple dispensing options to all-in-one washer-dryer combos that can wash and dry a full load in under 2 hours. Shop 4th of July savings on top brand appliances now at the Home Depot. Free delivery on appliance purchases of $396 or more. Offer valid June 18th through July 9th. U.S. only. See store or online for details. Shop 4th of July savings at the Home Depot right now and get up to 40% off, plus up to an extra $600 off select appliances with free delivery, like Samsung. From all-in-one washer dryers to smart refrigerators, upgrade to tech you can trust with Samsung appliances. The Home Depot has what you need to simplify your routine. Don't miss 4th of July appliance savings at the Home Depot. Free delivery on appliance purchases of $396 or more. Offer valid June 18th through July 9th. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
Now at Verizon, we have some big news for your peace of mind. For all our customers, existing and new, We're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on My Plan and My Home. That's future you peace of mind. And everyone can save on a brand new phone on My Plan when you trade in any phone from one of our top brands. That's new phone peace of mind. Because at Verizon, whether you're already a customer or you're just joining us, we got you. Visit Verizon today. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
All right, so there we were, cruising through the new open-air zoo when I realized that the park was closing in like 15 minutes. That's when the afternoon took an exciting turn. Luckily, we were in my Nissan Rogue. With its powerful DC turbo engine, well, we had more than enough time to see all the animals. Whoa! And outrun a few!
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Now, Nissan offers 6 vehicles starting under $30,000 MSRP. Shop at your local Nissan store or at nissanusa.com. 2024 Nissan Altima, Kicks, Leaf, Rogue, Sentra, and Versa. All prices are manufacturer's suggested retail price. Manufacturer's suggested retail price excludes destination and handling charges, tax, title, license, and options. Dealer sets actual prices.
Finding yourself skipping your self-care routine, experiencing things around you others don't, or withdrawing from friends and family. You might be experiencing first episode psychosis, or FEP. Stress, trauma, substance use, even genetics can trigger it. And if you're in your late teens to mid-20s, it's impacting you more than others. Know the signs of FEP. Go to learnmorefep.org. Sponsored by MatForce, working to build healthier communities.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
Quiet, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
No, you're live. No, you're live. No, you're live.
I don't like you. Right? I wish you wouldn't do that.
Well, it wasn't me. It was Phil.
Oh.
He's the one that said you're live.
Yeah.
Remember yesterday, though, Harris scared the hell out of both of us?
Well, we didn't expect that. Usually we get the finger.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden in our ears.
You're live. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Really. Could I be on? I don't care.
Do you guys
I'm on
prefer the
vacation.
finger? I mean, I can do one. I can do two.
See, here's the thing.
Oh, you mean like pointing? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm
sorry.
I'm sorry.
I mean, I probably should talk about this when Harris is here, but Harris does a thing like he's launching a fighter jet off of a aircraft character. He's like, does that.
Yeah.
I just
got
like
all kinds of stuff.
That's all I need, and now I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
That he does a whole acrobatic sort of thing there,
Yeah.
and then out of nowhere, I don't know why, he just goes, "You're alive," and it scared the bejesus
hell
out of
out
both
of us.
Randy and I.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We weren't
I
ready
almost-
for that sort of thing.
I almost fell out of my chair, and we know what kind of a process it is to get me back in my chair.
Whenever you need to tell Ralph he's on air, you just go, ugh, because that's the sound his wife makes. And so he knows that it's time to perk up when it.
That's why I'm bringing that. That's why I'm bringing that music tonight.
Yeah.
I would have thought it was more like
It's close.
Yeah.
Depends if her sister's in town or not.
So anyway, I'm on vacation. I don't even care what happens right now. If you're listening, I think it's 4:00 on the Daily Blender.
it is. Yes.
I am your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Ralph from the Weekend Warriors, Phil filling in for Harris, who's sick. And do you want to be associated with the Weekend Warriors, Phil? Do I say Phil from the Weekend Warriors?
Yeah, no, I love it.
He's part of that show.
Absolutely.
You want people to know you're on there?
Yeah, as a foreman of the Weekend Warriors, we proudly tout.
Wait a minute, foreman?
Yes, absolutely. We craft.
I mean, foreskin.
He is a pillar. He's one of the 3 pillars of that fantastic show on the weekend.
Wait, hold on. This is a safe place, Phil.
Yeah.
Are you sure you want people to know you're on this show?
Blink twice if you're feeling in danger.
At the same time, see, whenever people say blink twice, do they like? Because do I have to go one eye at a time?
No,
Yes.
It doesn't matter. Just blink twice so we know that if we have to rescue you or not.
What if I blink my lips? Oh no, that's just a kiss.
That gets you back on the magazine. So
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. On the magazine.
So what are you guys talking about on your show tomorrow?
Got a full slate over there. We got to talk about some NBA draft. We got to talk about some Aaron Rodgers.
Phil's just making crap up.
No, he's not. Aaron Rodgers retiring. Yeah, absolutely.
You actually plan something this week?
We have planned every week.
Normally you don't.
We'll talk the NL West like we talk every week and talk about what's updated on the NL West this week.
Dodgers.
No, it's not Dodgers.
It kind of is.
Complete.
Dodgers.
It kind of is. It
Phil,
really,
shut up.
really
Phil.
is.
Phil.
Dodgers.
Wait.
Dodgers and
I don't know if it's to that level, but-
And then, of course, Neil brings a lot to the show. He'll bring something that just makes no sense that we'll talk about. I mean,
Caitlin Clark being injured.
I think you're going to walk right past me doing an amazing Neil impersonation just now, and you guys just didn't even give me props for it. I don't know.
Oh, that was a Neil impression? I thought that was a Ralph impression.
I don't know what I'm doing with my hands. I really don't.
Yeah. This week on the Weekend Warriors, Neil will talk about Caitlin Clark's groin. How he would like to rub it out.
Whoa.
Hello.
Easy. Whoa.
Hello.
Voiceman, take it easy.
I got to show you my cousin. I have a cousin who looks like the male version of Caitlin Clark. It is
What?
uncanny.
Caitlin Clark looked the male version of Caitlin Clark, but okay.
She's a lovely
I do wanna
girl,
see it.
Ralph. Shame on you.
Well, I'm not going to gender her. She is what she is. I'd love to see that picture, Phil.
I'll send it right now.
I think you should put it on the air.
Send it to me, and I'll put it up on the
Yes,
screen.
yes.
Phil, don't send it to me because I really don't care.
All right, sending
Well,
to
don't send it to my
Randy.
phone. Send it to the text line so I can grab that.
Sending to Randy right now.
Don't
No.
send it to
There you
Randy.
go. No.
Randy,
No.
Mr. Sexy
No.
in my contact list. And finding it.
I thought I was the only one that had Randy labeled that in mind. I
Mm.
didn't realize you did it too.
A lot of people have the old Grandioso Sucio labeled that way.
Boy, your phone is slow, Phil.
Yeah.
We're waiting for me.
Do
I
you
thought
have a phone from the 90s or where are we at?
Are you
here,
from
Phil?
the past?
He's a flip phone.
there we go. I sent it. It is a picture of him and his lovely wife. His name's Matt.
Turn your modem on now for your
His
AOL
wife
version.
is his
Yeah, you
name
gotta-
Matt?
Yeah, no, his wife. I know his name is Matt.
I bet people walk all over him.
Ironically,
Oh my God! Did you see? People walk all over him.
He doesn't look anything like Caitlin
Are
Clark.
you kidding me? Do you not see it?
Nothing. No.
Ralph, come on.
That's
no.
a beautiful place, though. Where is that?
That's
I'd like to
Tennessee.
take Miss
Yeah,
Kim.
to hell with them.
I
Let's start
can't
with
do
this.
Are they brother and sister?
Wait, which one is your? Which one is he?
Oh,
She
you
just
stop.
absolutely torched them
Jeez
right here on the
Louise.
show.
I don't know. She's sitting there smiling big because he can afford Under Armour garments. That's a great sign for the future.
That's a beautiful place.
Yeah,
Wow.
Tennessee. They moved over there.
They moved
really?
to
On
Yeah,
Tennessee.
purpose?
it was a trade. We got Harris in the exchange. I don't know if we got future draft.
I keep telling Miss
consideration.
Kim we need to move to Tennessee. I keep telling her.
It is a beautiful
You
place.
want to live near where? Was it Fork? What is it called?
I don't care
Fork
where
Bend?
it is. I just
Five
want to
Forks.
Smacker's Fork.
in the woods somewhere with my shotgun, and people can leave me alone. So,
Hell, you can do that anywhere, really.
Man,
Hey, you see that lady who was sitting in the middle of the freeway with a gun, sitting in a lawn chair, and everybody's just like driving by her. The cops had to come. Like, I don't know what's going on. She's like, get out of my driveway. Like, no, come on, lady, time to leave. Time for you to go.
get out of my driveway.
Bruno
Oh,
Baller
boy.
says, Jeffrey, enjoy your 4th of July vacation. Not sure what kind of weather we're going to get. Randy, are you up for a weather forecast? Because I am kind of curious because I will be back here for 4th of July, not on air, but I'll be in the valley
You'll be
for 4th of
in the
July.
city? In the
trying
city?
to figure out how I'm
Uh-huh.
going to experience the fireworks or not.
All right.
Somebody said
Well,
rain might happen.
Well, from the 1580, the Fanatic Weather Center, Chief Meteorologist Randino Whitino, otherwise known as Grandioso Sucio, checking the weather for you, where it's 105 degrees currently outside, 105 in downtown Phoenix, 105 in Scottsdale, and in Belchertown, 71 in clouds. It's going to be clear throughout Thursday. There's a 45% chance of rain next Thursday. It'll be 96. Look, this weekend is just don't go outside. You'll combust. Humidity at 10%. The
I'm about to
UV
combust.
indexed at 5. Wind is Currently not blowing very hard, and it feels like 108. Currently, again, 105 in downtown Phoenix from the 1580 The Fanatic Weather Center. Chief Meteorologist Randy White, back to you, Jeff. Go.
Thank you, Randy. Did you say anything about the 4th of July?
The 4th of July is going to be 97 degrees.
All right, well, that's better than 100. Okay, so that's fine. Is there a chance
97.
of rain on that day?
No, it's calling for sunshine and 97.
It rains the day before that.
It rains on Thursday.
So it'll be muggy. Oh.
Thursday, and then Friday, it'll be 98 and sunshine.
I was trying to find a place to go watch the fireworks.
Now, here's the situation, Jeffco. If it does indeed rain on Thursday, like Ralph said, Ralph, I've been tutoring Ralph. I don't know if you guys know this.
Oh.
But in case a sniper takes me out, Ralph will be my replacement.
Well, he is a
as
gentle lover.
meteorologist. Yes,
So-
he is gentle. But he did point out it will be muggy on Friday. Muggy and 98.
I'm hoping it
So-
delays and it rains all day and night Friday. So there's no fireworks.
Wow.
You hate fireworks too, Ralph.
agree. Because my dogs get all flipped out and I got to deal with it all night.
Here's my thing about fireworks. You've seen one, you've gosh darn seen them all. Like
Wow.
that's how I feel. It's especially in the same show.
Okay,
like maybe
so
it renews of interest every year.
If
I
you
am
can
looking-
leave town and find a nice, cool place, sitting there watching fireworks is very enjoyable.
Prescott.
Here,
if you go to Prescott,
not much.
you could do that. Yeah.
So I'm just saying, if it were to maybe thunderstorm and rain and dust clouds or whatever, I could get out. I feel like it's like I want to get out of that, kind of like I want to get out of taking people to Disneyland.
Well, 20% chance is what currently what the National Weather System is calling for.
Oh well,
yeah, 20% chance.
It'll change.
We call it precipitation in the business, but you can
Chosen
call
one,
it rain. Yeah.
you know, that's a great idea. He says, Jeffrey, you might want to consider going to the Diamondbacks game Friday night at Chase
Oh,
Field
yeah.
to get dinner
Yeah,
and a
yeah.
show. I'd be afraid I get tickets in an area and then you look up, you can't see the fireworks
Oh no!
because
What
the overhang.
happens is you move at the end of the game.
Well,
you can.
what
you
if
can
all those
move
are filled?
towards the what's that?
What if all the seats are filled down there where the good
Well,
stuff
you,
is?
you go look. Let me help you out, brother, because I've got your back here. You go up to the upper deck.
Oh, I see.
And then you move towards the center. You'll have no problem seeing the fireworks.
Not a bad idea. I'm going to ask
Yeah.
my wife if she wants to do that.
Help you out there. Yeah.
Bruno Baller says, so Ralph is the intern meteorologist on 1580?
That's right.
It's not official yet. Ron is still deliberating, and he'll let me know.
This one says Ralph is a meteorologist.
Well, I thought Phil was more meaty than Ralph. I'm just saying.
So Just the Tip says retired is like being on vacation forever. You know,
Oh,
it ain't
yeah.
so bad. I retired a couple of years ago, although I did take part in a part-time gig. But the girlfriend says, go out and do something, would you? So I got to find stuff to do, you know, like blender and poker and golf and gun range and tossing darts and a Ralph
Oh, yeah.
photo,
Yeah,
that kind of
yeah.
thing.
Yeah, get
Tossing
involved at the gun range. That's, I mean, come on. Tell me that's not fun right there, blowing off some shells.
Fighting Wampa says Jason Pierre-Paul has similar saying, except for differs a little bit. You felt one firework, you felt them all.
Well, yes. The problem is JPP was not a quarterback because he had a really slow release time.
All right, so let's talk
soon?
about. It's never too soon.
Okay.
So let's talk about the whole Kettle Marte thing.
Yeah.
So
Again? We're gonna-
well,
we're
no,
gonna open
because
this up
there's
again?
New information.
There's new information that
Oh.
came down, and so here's the deal. So we were all told that somebody said something so horrible, so ugly, so heinous, it caused Kettle Marte to start weeping on the field and Torey Lavello to start shouting at a guy. Security come along and eject the guy. And I'm all the time since it happened last weekend, right? I've been saying what actually was said. The context is important. And I was told, oh, it's not important. It's horrible. He said a thing and it made Kettle Marte cry. And we're, listen, I don't want the guy feel bad. And it is horrible. He lost his mom. And then it was in Chicago that it happened. And so he was a little sensitive to something somebody yelled out. But I was always saying, well, there's context. Let's find out exactly what was said. So today on the Twitters, Fish Tank says, well, yeah, we've got it. We now know what was said. Somebody brought up Ketel Marte himself saying what was said. And he said, I sent your mom a text last night.
That's it.
Okay, so not cool if you know about the mom being dead and in a car accident and all that.
Not harsh,
but not really rising to the level of banning you from every Major League Baseball park in America bad. And he might not have known about that, about the thing. And so I think that if you wanted to throw him out and say, hey, pal, don't you understand what happened? Get out of here. But banning him from everything is an absolute overreaction. I mean, if that's all he said, how could he know at that moment that it would get him right in the feels like that? How would we know? I mean, you can sympathize with Ketel Marte, but you got to be fair to the unwitting who are just sitting there yelling out stuff anybody yells out. It's not that bad to say, hey, I sent your mom a text. I mean, that's just dumb.
I mean,
but it's not heinous enough to eject forever.
I think he has a lawsuit against the MLB.
A lawsuit? Oh,
Hell yeah.
wow.
Hell yeah.
Oh, wow.
Hey, listen,
look at it this way, man. Look at it this way. What he just said, I've heard worse from my wife. I've heard worse from Jeffrey
today.
Yeah. I mean, that is, I'm kind of floored by the reaction of Ketel Marte for that comment. I'm not really sure.
You can't say when somebody is going to get the feels.
I get
He's
it.
probably had his mom on his mind and somebody said something and he just kind of hit him. That's for him.
I get that, but
you know, and then maybe just to be kind, it's like, hey, you know what? This is not cool. Why don't you get out of here for a little bit? Just get out of here, or just whatever. But not ban you from every game ever, forever, from every place ever of Major League Baseball. Amen.
I'd be willing to bet he's had a lot worse stuff said to him.
Oh, certainly. But Ralph, do you think that with the purchase of a ticket, you are entitled to heckle? Like you are,
Yes.
like it is
First
something that
Amendment
comes.
right, absolutely.
There's nothing on there that says you can't heckle.
You can absolutely heckle. I have a First Amendment right to say whatever I want to say within reason.
But then isn't it their prerogative to say, you know, we decline your business. We don't
Sure.
want you to.
Of
go
course
that.
it is.
So
Yeah,
then how is it a lawsuit?
Because what did he say? I sent your mom a text last night. Maybe what's the big deal?
but
Where's the hate?
So
where's the
Ralph? This is more about the reaction of Major League Baseball and
Yes.
the team to
Yes, we'll
say
focus on
you can't ever come back. I want to address that more than the kid's ability to sue. I mean that.
Yeah,
you know,
because I agree with you. I think that very often recently we've seen the loss of heckling as like almost an art form, right? Like back in the day, I've heard amazing stories of these people that like almost every arena had their own guy who would just go out there and heckle and say,
Sure.
oh, you know, I've seen better rec league ball play, you know, like all this stuff. But now recently it's gotten to the point where like my favorite one is Russell Westbrook. He balks at the idea of Westbrook. And when I feel like that's completely in bounds, I realize that this touches a sensitive subject, but it kind of falls upon my philosophy of where, and maybe this is errant. I mean, I don't throw this around, you know, to anybody, but if you do not know the other person's mom, a yo mama joke does not hurt. Like it shouldn't. Like if I don't know yo mama, and like in real life, I've never shook her hand. I don't know her from Jackie Kennedy.
This little white kid sitting in the stands
no
wearing
idea.
a Bears jersey for some reason did not know his mom.
Did not know his mom, and I think you're completely right. Probably had no idea of the situation, that she had died in a horrific way and all this stuff, and that it affected.
Once you find out, you feel bad. You're like, oh,
absolutely.
my God.
I mean, and now to be fair, I don't think that it's you know out of everything. I don't think like that was, again, I feel like anything on the bounds of play is certainly something that we can like be outraged collectively as saying, why is the league, why is the team in such an uproar? This was going to something like, had he said something, Ralph, anything about his kids or something, if I don't know if he has kids, but like had it been the kids, would you have said like, oh, your kids probably play better than you? I mean, that's still a little PG than this, or like, I don't know.
I mean, I don't want to.
Once you talk about
we're not going to give a list of heckles that should get you in trouble.
And it's not about Ketel Marte and how he reacted. That's his own personal thing, like Jeffrey said. But for them to react the way they did, it's fine. You want to throw them out of the game, you have the right to do that. But to sit there and say you are banned for life for saying
all
that
MLB
is absolutely ridiculous.
We have a tendency to overreact. as people. And, sometimes for the right reasons, maybe sometimes we go a little too far. This guy shouting something out that really hurt Ketel Marte in the fields. Listen, hey, shut the hell up, man. Sorry about that, dude. And explain it to him and then let him feel bad too. It's like, oh, geez, I'm so sorry. Or just say, hey, maybe you need to set this one out. That should have been enough. But Phil's also right. As far as the business goes, if they decide they want to arbitrarily take this guy out and say, you can't be here. Here's your $5 back or whatever. Because I can't imagine White Sox tickets are more than $5.
I think they're $7.50 now. Yeah, $7.50.
To that point, then the White Sox owe me a lot because if I was a White Sox fan, I'd be embarrassed and be struggling for the way they play.
Well, I think the only case you have, Ralph, if you wanted this guy to get litigious, is against Major League Baseball itself.
I agree.
Saying, okay, I get the being asked to leave or to shut the hell up. But I don't get is how do you have the cojones to ban me from every Major League Baseball stadium because of this little minor incident? And hey, up yours too, Chicago White Sox. What the hell? I'm a fan of the White Sox. We're sitting there just heckling, and I don't know if it rises to lawsuit, but I feel like there's a case that could be made. But Randy, he's laid it out pretty well, and I agree 100%. All this kid had to do was apologize. Maybe send a little apology note over and say, "Hey, I didn't understand that this had happened. I'm sorry I said that." And then everybody goes on with their lives. But no, the Major League Baseball and the Chicago White Sox should have never banned him. Period.
Well,
that's just silliness.
Yes, and I agree with you. They overreacted, but in these days and times, do you blame them? I mean, they should have taken some time and asked what the kids said and verified what was going on before they took such a drastic action.
I think the most of it was just it was a little bit jarring to look over and see Ketel Marte just balling. Yeah. When I saw that, I thought, dear God, I want to know what that guy said. That must have been that horrible. And so everybody reacted to that moment, and that's fine. But with cooler heads prevailing, it was later that Major League Baseball says banned. It's like, okay, cooler heads are not supposed to go the opposite.
That's Roger
direction.
Goodall, though. I mean,
yeah.
We got to take a break. When we come back, a lot of people on the text line have a lot to say. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
The Daily Blender is streamed live on YouTube. Search 1580 The Fanatic to watch.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
Auto repair bills are through the roof. $3,000 to replace the transmission, $4,000 for a blown engine. And if your manufacturer's warranty is expired, you'll have to cover it all out of pocket. You need an Endurance Auto Protection Plan. No matter what the mileage, if your car is under 20 years old, Endurance can get you covered on the engine, electrical system, transmission, AC, drivetrain, and more. Endurance has plans for any budget. Repairs can be done at the certified mechanic of your choice, and they're paid directly with no middleman. Plans cover 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, battery jumps, fuel deliveries, tire changes, lockout services, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Act now and get our elite benefits, including complete tire care and key fob replacement, a $2,000 value at no extra cost. With Endurance, you could never pay for covered auto repairs again, so call now for your free quote. Call 800-291-0376. 800-291-0376. 800-291-0376.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your Nature Made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day. Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Shop 4th of July savings at the Home Depot right now and get up to 40% off, plus up to an extra $600 off select appliances with free delivery, like Samsung. From all-in-one washer dryers to smart refrigerators, upgrade to tech you can trust with Samsung appliances. The Home Depot has what you need to simplify your routine. Don't miss 4th of July appliance savings at the Home Depot. Free delivery on appliance purchases of $396 or more. Offer valid June 18th through July 9th. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
The Rich Eisen Show.
The Mavericks went ahead and took Cooper Fleck, and now we get to see what the first overall pick is going to do in Dallas. And the only question, because everybody expects him to be outstanding in this association, is will he make an immediate impact in a league where rookies rarely do? He'll get the minutes, and the question is, how's he going to work in?
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at 9 a.m. on 1580, The Fanatic.
Stay Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Bruno Baller says there are actually places in the valley where you can throw axes and drink alcohol.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
Seems kind of crazy, though, don't you think?
Yeah, I feel like maybe those two shouldn't be mixed, but
building full of drunk people throwing sharp axes.
That waiver is about plastic.
I'm going to guess that some waivers have been signed.
Oh, yes.
Does sound fun, though.
Yeah.
Scratch Me Because says, will you tell Ralph to stop texting my mom?
Wow.
Hey, she's texting me.
Wow.
No, I
And
can
so
vouch for that.
It continues.
Sir Drives a Lot says, Ketel Marte was in Chicago when the accident happened, and that's the reason it hit him so hard. I can appreciate that.
I mean,
but
that makes
listen,
sense.
You know, people can walk up to you and say a thing, or if they've met you and not say a thing, you know, like with Randy, the joke on the thing, I'll say something like, well, your mom, Randy, and he'll be like, my mom's dead, you know. It's a thing where people sometimes will say something and not realize something you have been through. If I were to say more fun than a barrel full of monkeys, Phil gets really nervous because he had an incident when he was a child at the zoo that involved some monkeys. So if you don't know that about Phil, you could end up freaking him the hell out. And then, you know,
It wasn't a banana.
Not your fault. It's not
I
your
need to learn
fault.
more about this.
So, you know, I get it.
But
It's,
you know,
it's
the
a
problem
thing that
is Rob
happened.
Manfred, though, isn't it?
What's that?
I'm going to cut you off, but the problem is Rob Manfred. He's the worst commissioner in the history of sports.
Well, we know that. We know that.
I mean, he does these stupid things like what he did to Bauer, what he did with the Astros, and now this. I mean, this is an overreaction.
You know, the Bauer thing is just a revenge because Bauer talked a lot about him.
Right, because somebody had the balls to challenge him. He's blackballed him for no reason, absolutely no reason. But this is what this guy does.
I mean, there's a weird kink going on there. I'm going to tell you, it makes you a little uncomfortable, but there's no reason, there's no legal or really reason to keep out of baseball. I'd be like, dude, try to keep your extracurriculars legal and into a place where we don't have to hear about it. That'd be nice.
To tell this kid that he can't go to a game because of this, that's insane.
Yes, I think the great thing to focus on is Ketel Marte didn't sit down and said my feelings are hurt and couldn't play anymore.
Yeah.
He went back out on the field. He continued to play. His heart was broken, but he was going to continue to play the game, and I applaud him for doing that. I mean, fans can be mean, and we've heard a lot of people say about, you know, fans at this state, fans of this state, fans of different places that are just they're just arrogant a-holes, and you know, and just really go for the throat. But Ketel Marte, congratulations, you continued on like a man should.
But here's the other part of that, Randy. You came up in baseball. Listen, and Ralph, you play hockey. And Phil, you play pocket pool. Listen, there's
Hey, we both play pickleball now. I heard about your birthday gift.
So
Pocket
listen,
pool.
We've all been heckled. I did
Yeah.
stand-up effing comedy. We've
Yeah.
all been heckled, and you
heck
got to
yeah.
have a bit of a thicker skin about this thing.
Yeah,
You know,
you do.
we've
do.
all participated in situations where people come to heckle, and they don't come to be nice about it. And yeah, hockey, oof, you want to get chirped. My God, the stuff
Oh,
they
yeah.
will say
Oh,
at
yeah.
a hockey game, that
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I
Kettle
talked-
Marte would have to go join a monastery if he heard any of that.
I talked to a couple pretty big Diamondback fans today on a meeting that I had, and they brought this up, and they were just like, I don't get it. They started questioning Ketel Marte. They go, we really were getting ready to fight for him. Then we heard what he said, and we're like,
it's just not.
Come on, Ketel, really?
Is there
I mean,
a language barrier on this?
I don't
No,
know because I can't figure. I mean, I get people can have emotions toward their parents. It's been 8 years since that happened, so I know
Well,
time
listen,
heals,
no,
time
come
does heal
on.
all. Well,
There's
time
no
does
amount
heal.
of years between
let me
your
tell you
mom
why.
dying that's going to make it okay.
No, but let me tell you why I say that. Because when I lost my mom for about 2 years, I was a mess.
They found her. They found her.
I know. I get it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I couldn't talk about her in the first 2 years, and as time goes, time does heal. That's the reality of being a human being. Time does heal some pain.
Well, time heals different speeds for different people.
It
Ralph.
does. I'm not trying to beat him up about it. I'm just saying this was 8 years ago. The comment was, unless there was some kind of loss in translation or something, I don't know. But they were.
I don't know.
As Diamondback fans, they were like, I don't know how to feel about this or where to go with this. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm lost with you.
I don't know why there's so much overthinking on this. I mean, either you're in or you're out. Bottom line is
In or out of what?
It was a heckle towards Ketel Marte. The missile hit the target, and Ketel Marte was affected by it. And the team reacted to it and showed great support for their player,
which was cool.
I
As you
applaud
should.
that. Torey Lovello didn't have to call the bullpen and have a relief pitcher come in just because Ketel Marte was crying. I mean, the bottom line is things should just kind of settle down here. This is not something to blow out of proportion.
Well, the people who blew it out of proportion,
right?
Major League Baseball and the Chicago White Sox.
I agree. There should have been some investigation before they acted so quickly.
Because when this first happened, we thought for sure it was something so horrific that, man, we got to find this kid and get his name out there and blow up his life because that was horrible. Now you see, I sent your mom a text last night.
Well, I
maybe
don't know.
we need to start slowing down the angry mobs before we have all the information. And I felt like I was the only one on Monday saying, what exactly was said?
But that's society, Jeffrey. I mean, that's how it is in society. We are guilty before proven innocent.
Yeah.
If that's just the fact of how it is. And that has to do with social media. That has to do with all the keyboard warriors. You are guilty immediately, no matter what. That's how it works.
Moist One says they did put the kid's name out there before they knew what was said, though. Isn't there a defamation case? There's no defamation because putting a name out there isn't a thing to defame him. What's happens is the actual truth was printed, so nobody has a lawsuit on that.
Well, the MLB put his name out there?
Well, I think his name came out about the same time the actual quote came out.
But the MLB put it out?
I don't know who put it out, to be honest.
From what I understand, there was a video that showed him allegedly
somebody figured out who he was.
Yeah, in the aftermath of him just being like, wait, why am I being ejected? What did I do? And so that through that video they were able to as Jeffrey O'Brien put earlier this week, dox them.
Because if the MLB did that, or if the White Sox did that, you've got a lawsuit.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you're right. No, you're right about that. And Against the Spread goes farther. It says in Major League Baseball can't enforce a ban on a spectator. What are they going to do? Set up facial recognition software and cameras in every ballpark to catch this menace to society that talked about somebody's mommy?
Some they do. I know the I don't know about baseball parks, but I know like the Clippers, right? Their new stadium and new arena, they have facial recognition.
That's the only place that has it.
And
they lost all the convicts that used to like them.
Oh my God.
They won't go to games anymore.
Mr. Wilbur says, I just heard what that fan said during that baseball game. He said he was a closet Seattle Seahawks fan, and he's ashamed of himself.
He had a Bears jersey on. He's a Bears fan.
Chief Skull says, do you, Ketel is minimizing, I think he means, do you feel, Do you feel Cattell is minimizing what was really said to be a good guy because maybe he felt it was too far? Also, I don't understand what you're trying to say.
So was it Cattell that came out with this information
Yes.
about what the guy said?
He was being interviewed, and it was a Spanish interview, so people are translating it from him. So it is from his words in Spanish,
Maybe he is.
and
Maybe
we
he
are
is.
now translating it away from him into English. So even there,
Play that for someone who knows Spanish to make sure.
Yeah,
Well,
but apparently,
maybe he is. I mean, Cattell Marte is that kind of a person. I mean, I think he just kind of wants it to go away too. So
Chief Skull says the only one who should be banned for life is Ralph and any Dodgers fans.
Wow.
That sounds fair.
Yeah.
Swave Dave says, from my understanding, the guy was a real tool from the point they tried to remove him from the seat. Well, listen, being a
Wouldn't you
tool
be?
is not against the law. Somebody comes along and says, hey, get out. You were heckles or there's too much. Get out of here. He's like, and I saw a little part of the video. He's like, what? But, with that smirk that every douchey 18-year-old has when they're called out on their crap. So I don't know about that, Dave. Quiet Cannon says, no, I'm not going to read that. Heavy Metal Maniac says, axe tossing is a hard thing to do. I can never get the axe to stick to the wood.
I can. You just walk up there to the piece of wood and you hit it. I mean, I don't see what the big deal is.
He also says heckling is a part of the game, but being a jerk about somebody's mother passing away, that's unacceptable. But that's not what he did. He wasn't being a jerk about Cattell Marte's mom passing away. He just says, hey, I texted your mom. It had nothing to do, and the kid probably didn't even know she passed away. Now, if
that's
you
what
hear he said something to that effect, but I don't think that is the case.
yeah, if there was some context there that gave it, because the insult on itself does not hint at him knowing the situation behind it. Like, it's a general your mama joke that just landed incredibly poorly.
It wasn't even harsh.
I think the bottom line is that Major League Baseball needed to do some more investigation into this before they reacted with your ban for an indefinite period of time from every ballpark. I mean, now they are a private entity and they can ban whoever they want to and throw whoever they want to out of the ballpark for whatever reason they deem necessary. But the bottom line is, I think they needed to slow down and find out exactly what happened and how it unfolded and go from there.
So if it had been like a Shorzy chirp, so it's like I would have continued. I sent your mom a text. I tell her, geez, stop, please leave me alone. And I can't even go on because it'd be filthy. It'd be too filthy. Then maybe you'd have something.
Oh, yeah.
Hefty Lefty says, Phil, listen, you stick something in those monkey cages, they just don't know if they're going to let go. Number one Rattlers fan says, oh, yeah, we talked about that already, dude. The newest player for the Blue Jays, Richard Lovelady. He wants to be called Dickie Lovelady.
Okay.
Did he pitch? What was his record? Did he actually pitch for the Blue Jays?
I did not know this. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, let me know how he did on his first outing, because he had like a ridiculous ERA in the minors, and then he had like a basketball score type ERA when he played in the majors. So, Scratch Me Because says, Phil, how much poo did the monkeys throw?
All of it.
All of it. Bruno Baller says, Jeffrey, during your time of stand-up, was there ever a heckler that got to you emotionally? No. To be honest, is I was doing stand-up at a pretty young age, and I never really got heckled much. I would go up there and I was ready. Because you guys know how I am here. I never even got to
like a jerk.
Yeah, I never even got to do that to anyone because they were like, I had this young Opie Cunningham kind of apple pie face where, I think they were all like rooting for me. And the worst thing I had was this drunk lady kind of stumbled up to the stage and started just babbling. And then security came and sort of led her away. And I'm like, that's it? I just, Did
you get a number?
Of course.
Did you say something like that was the best 15 seconds of my entire set?
I got a hotel key.
That's all that matters. Hotel key. It's funny.
Just the Tip says, my mom passed when she was 56. I was just out of college for a couple of years. We were all torn up, my whole family. But this many years later, it sucks, but you deal with it.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, everybody's going to recover from certain things at their own speed. And if you're super close to your mom, 10 years, 20 years, you're still going to get the feels when certain things happen.
Sure. Yeah.
So I'm not going to judge Cattell Marte for his moment, but
But are
the
the
way everyone else handled it is what we're talking about.
Are the Diamondbacks fan going to do what they said they were going to do? Are they all going to wear pink and keep this thing going, or are they going to just let this die?
Find out, I guess, tonight.
Oh,
that
I'm sure they'll get to give him some love tonight, and then
Kind of wish
that'll
they'd let it go.
That'll be that.
Yeah.
Jonesy says, "Am I the only one that feels like that heckle was so oddly specific and innocent that maybe this kid did know about his mom, and maybe that's why Cattell acted the way he did because he thought the same. I don't know, but heckles, especially from an 18 or 25-year-old kid, those are typically a lot more explicit than that.
Yeah.
Kids
I think
and
you
mom
now
jokes.
are way overthinking it, Jonesy.
Yeah.
So it's like it was so simple, it was complicated." That kid didn't look that complicated. He didn't look like he's put a complicated thought in his brain in his entire life.
Except in night school.
Against the spread says, yeah, when he's at vocational school doing
night school.
So that's where the Freon connects. Yeah, then that's about it. Against the spread says, when I was a kid, 2 White Sox fans, the father and son duo, jumped on the field and beat up the first base coach from the Royals.
I remember.
Were they
this, yeah.
banned?
Yeah.
I'm sure they
this.
were. I'm sure they
Yeah,
were.
I think they were. Yeah.
You'd
I
hope
think they
so.
were convicted of assault too. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Phil's girlfriend, sports girly, texts in, says, "I'm just impressed that Cattell heard him. You know how many fans I've seen yelling at coaches with really good advice just to have it get lost in the stadium noise?"
Well, the problem here is it was is Chicago White Sox.
Right, and there were 6 people there.
Tens of tens were at
Yeah.
the game. So
They
this-
lost 1/6 of their fan base.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It looked like a throwback to the COVID games.
Mhm. They actually had cardboard cutouts just sitting there. They had them left over. Moist One says, Cattell in the video addressing it said, "People know about my mother." And I don't think that's the case. I'm as clued in as could be on
I had
Major
no
League
clue.
Baseball, and I didn't know.
Had
And it's not really something I seek out to learn about players. Well, yeah, you're not getting into their personal business. You're looking at their stats. You're looking at how many games and their WAR and velo and whatever all the other stupid crap that Harris always babbles off.
I'm gonna have Pippi listen to it after when we're on the break here and see what he really said.
Especially from like another team. Like thinking about like sports parents, I think the only 2 I know are like Kevin Durant's mom because she's the real MVP, and Tyrese Halliburton's dad because he thought he could one up Giannis.
Right.
Like
or
like,
LeVar Ball.
Oh, LeVar Ball. Yes.
There's
see,
one.
See, like, but like those are the only ones. Like I couldn't tell you any stars like mother or father passing away because it's not out of their bounds, right? You know, like it's not anything that interests the common person.
It's not anything of interest,
Yeah.
really. Number one Rattlers fan says, "I just started listening 10 minutes ago. Didn't know that story was told." Wow, it was told days ago. That's all right. He says, "I think this is clean enough for your program. Your mom is so fat when she heard it was chilly outside, she went and got a bucket and a ladle." I don't get that.
No.
Chili, bucket, ladle.
Do you get that?
No.
I don't think I want to get it.
Oh, chili. Oh, like eating chili with.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. That's a good one.
Fighting Wampa says, "Phil, could you please stop saying yo mama? It just doesn't sound right when you do it."
It sounds too eloquent. Yo, mother.
So Last Optimist says, correct response was, "You wish she's a saint and Satan has a devil set aside for you."
Oh.
Wow. Throwback to the Queen song.
Yeah, he did a little of that.
Yeah.
Beelzebub. Bruno Baller says, "Do you guys remember when that DJ from Chicago blew up a bunch of disco records
Yes.
at White Sox Park?"
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, fun
Burn the
times.
grass and
Canceled
they had
the
to
game.
call the game. Yeah. Mhm.
All right, last text, and we got to take a break. Swave Dave says, "I'm curious if Marte had even been back to Chicago since his mom died." Well, I'm sure
Well, it's
he
been like
played there.
6 years.
8
Wasn't it
years
29?
ago.
Yeah, 2017. Yeah.
So he may have just had it on his mind. Listen, I'm sure he has it on his mind every time he gets back to Chicago.
Sure.
So,
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
He said, "Do you ever go to a ball game and listen to it on the radio? Maybe the Chicago announcers mentioned something about that." Well, he on the field, so he's not listening
I
to
don't
the.
think
Oh, you're talking
he's
about
listening.
the kid. The kid may have.
Oh.
We are going way too far in trying to vilify this
Yeah.
this numbnut.
We're
He's just
really
a dumb
doing long
kid.
division on this thing, man.
You find
Yeah.
some video or you find some audio or you say somebody says, "Oh yeah, he knew this, did that, that." Well, that's another
Mm-hmm.
conversation, but I don't think I saw the pic. He's not complicated.
No.
And he's not a complicated human being. That's barely a 3-celled organism. Okay. We got to take a break. Let's come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Get our free app and listen to the Daily Blender everywhere you go. Get it today, wherever you get your favorite apps.
Westwood One presents Today in Women's Sports. Make the most of summer with stylish looks from Kohl's and Kohl's.com, where families come first. The defending champion New York Liberty are facing some adversity after a franchise best 9-0 start to the WNBA season. New York entered a road matchup with the Golden State Valkyries, having lost 3 of 4. The team needed a spark on Wednesday night, and it came from their 2 best players. Brianna Stewart had a game-high 23 points and 10 rebounds, and Sabrina Ionescu made a key steal with 26 seconds remaining to seal the 81-78 victory. Stewie continues to do it all in her 9th season.
I'm happy and proud of the way that we're resilient. There's a lot of things that are happening on our team, and we continue to fight through it no matter who's on the court. And we know that this road trip is tough, and we wanted to take it one game at a time. And this was an incredible atmosphere to be a part of, and happy we were walking away with the win.
The champs continue their road trip tonight against the red-hot Phoenix Mercury. With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Jody Jackson on Westwood One.
Have you heard? Kohl's Instant Kohl's Cash event is happening now. That's right. You can get $10 Kohl's Cash to use instantly when you spend $25 or more. Get it today and spend it today on summer must-haves from your favorite brands. Yep, you definitely don't want to miss this. Get instant Kohl's Cash while you still can at Kohl's and Kohl's.com. Offers end June 29th. Some exclusions apply. Coupons and Kohl's Cash do not apply to Sephora at Kohl's. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
The following is sponsored by Bid My Listing. Selling your home? With Ready, the best real estate agents will pay you upfront for your listing. 2, 5, as much as $10,000 just for the chance to sell your home. So when you're ready to sell, give us a call and give us the basic information about your property. We'll notify all those smart agents who signed up with Ready, and within 48 hours, they'll be competing to sell your home. Pick the best one, get thousands up front. Call Ready, 888-551-READY. That's 888-551-REDY.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
Auto repair bills are through the roof. $3,000 to replace the transmission, $4,000 for a blown engine. And if your manufacturer's warranty is expired, you'll have to cover it all out of pocket. You need an Endurance Auto Protection Plan. No matter what the mileage, if your car is under 20 years old, Endurance can get you covered on the engine, electrical system, transmission, AC, drivetrain, and more. Endurance has plans for any budget. Repairs can be done at the certified mechanic of your choice, and they're paid directly with no middleman. Plans cover 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, battery jumps, fuel deliveries, tire changes, lockout services, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Act now and get our elite benefits, including complete tire care and key fob replacement, a $2,000 value at no extra cost. With Endurance, you could never pay for covered auto repairs again, so call now for your free quote. Call 800-291-0376. 800-291-0376. 800-291-0376.
Progressive knows when you're on your boat, you're already on vacation. And Vacation You forgets all your worries. Vacation You doesn't even keep track of time and knows that time is a meaningless construct designed to control us, man. But Regular You knows you don't want to be too far out in the water after the sun goes down because Vacation You doesn't know how to navigate in the dark yet. Vacation You and Regular You really need to get on the same page. So bundle your boat with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
1580 The Fanatic.
And at 1580thefanatic.com.
Your home for sports.
Today's Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. And moving on. Does anybody tracking the NHL draft? Anything notable
it's
happening?
Schaefer went number 1 to the Islanders. I saw that.
Is that what was expected?
Yeah.
All right. So I guess that's it. Draft's over.
Well, no. I mean, these guys are going to be drafting into the evening here. Is it 2 days?
Yeah,
Ralph?
it's today and tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah, all right. Great. Well, I'm sure. I don't care because we don't have a team anymore. So tired of this.
Yeah, you do. It's the mammoths or whatever.
No.
I don't think anybody who was a Arizona Coyotes fan is going to be following
I'll bet you there are
Utah monogamous
No.
mammoth.
I bet you they are.
Nah.
Very rarely does a sports organization leave a town and they leave in good graces.
I mean, the Raiders just had a fan base that will follow them to hell and back.
Yeah,
that's rare.
Yeah, the roaming brigand over there of marauders. Yeah,
But nobody. I mean, I don't know if you're listening and you're a Coyotes fan. Are you now a Mammoth fan? I doubt it. But if you are, be honest.
I remember when the Rams left LA and went to St. Louis, there was a lot of people that stayed Rams fans.
Sure. No, that's right. But a lot of people dropped off though too because they had choices in St. Louis. At the time, the Cardinals were still there, right? Well, one of the times. They kept going back and forth, and forth.
Yeah. I heard to the opposite, Ralph. I heard that a lot of people swore off the Rams because of that move.
A lot of people did, but it's still a lot of them still stayed Rams fans. I know people. I have people in my family that stayed Rams fans because they didn't care. They were Rams fans.
You come from a long line of bandwagoners, though. So
from LA.
yeah, that's typical. Sir Drives a Lot says the Utah Coyote Jets.
No.
Ooh.
The Utah Coyote Jets. That's funny.
No.
All right, let's talk about the Diamondbacks playing at 6:40 tonight at Chase Field. Miami Marlins in town. Diamondbacks are favored in at least this.
Are they?
They are. Let's take a look here. I mean, let's see I can't see. Might got to get some new glasses.
Marlins coming off a big win last night.
Plus 150 on the money line if you put it on Miami. Arizona's at 180. It's just basically a 1.5 on the spread. So it's like pick 'em on this, to be honest. But I'll take it when we're favored. But I don't think it matters because when we're favored, we lose. And when we're underdogs, we're suddenly amazing. So I don't even know what to make of this. Got Merrill Kelly on the mound, though, Randy. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I think that's a plus. Merrill Kelly's healthy. The Diamondbacks need to go into this game and play a good game. They need to. They're hitting. They've scored 17 runs, I think, in that series against the White Sox. Meanwhile, the Marlins scored 24 runs in their last series. So, at the very least, I hope it's not a high-scoring game. I hope the Diamondbacks can take care of business. This is the kind of games you need to win. If you want to be around at wild card time. But right now, I got to tell you, Ralph, I mean, I know you've got some insight. Diamondbacks got bit by the injury bug hard. So, and I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying that's a matter of fact. We lost a lot of our.
Just the truth.
It is the truth. We lost a lot of bullpen and we lost some players too.
That's our injured list right there.
They weren't doing spectacular before.
I was going to. That's where I was going with it.
Well,
It's not like they were doing good with.
All right,
guys.
before you start crapping on us,
No, I'm not
understand the injury thing is a fair comment because it was a gradual thing where we started losing guys. Yeah, we were losing games we should win. And we were also winning games we should lose at that time. And as we gradually started losing more guys, I think we're about to find ourselves in really bad shape, worse shape than before. Because Randy doesn't agree, but I'm like, the teams we just played, if we didn't sweep one or not both or all three, we're doomed. I feel like the injuries have gotten to us so bad, and the pitching coaching, even when they were healthy, was atrocious. This team is just feckless and just sort of wandering the desert until somebody finally fires Torey Lovello or gets another pitching coach in there who can get that bullpen to be effective.
I'd rather see the pitching coach change. And again, I don't know why they made the change last season. They got rid of a first ballot Hall of Fame pitching coach, and they brought in this guy Kaplan. And I agree with Harris. I think he's handling the pitching staff incorrectly. Look what's happened with the milkman. I mean, look at what's happened with Zach Gallen. He is inconsistent as it gets. But Ralph, I know you got stuff you want to say.
Well, just what I want to say. If you're going to use that theory, Jeff, and say that the bug's hitting them now, so blah blah blah.
It has done that over the course of the season.
The Dodgers injury bug is huge. They're the best record in baseball.
Look at this list.
I'm just look at the Dodgers list. They have 14
Yeah, well,
pitchers on the IL.
Your guys are just taking time off because they're overpaid.
I'm just saying. I mean, if you
Hurt
want to
their
use
back
that
and
theory,
carrying the
Dodgers
money
have
bags.
that
to
list,
what-
but it's
to
for their
Phil was
pitchers.
saying,
back. I was carrying so much money.
so what Phil was saying is they weren't doing that good anyway.
I never
they
said
were-
they were.
They were inconsistent, and I don't think anybody on this program,
And
at least,
It's
at least
worse.
from me,
Can I tell you?
And the way I look at it now, you've
Hold
got
on.
a Martin.
Hold on, Ralph. Let me answer what you're saying.
Sure.
It's worse. You guys
is.
think you're going to come in here and get one up on us. What I'm saying is worse because when we were healthy, we lost the games we should win, and
Yes.
we won some games we should lose, and there wasn't cohesion. And then we started getting hurt, and it's getting worse, right?
Right.
I
So,
mean,
like as Randy
how,
said,
how do you disagree with what I'm
no,
saying?
I agree with that. Like as Randy said, they've been inconsistent all season. They're a 500 team all year because of how they've been playing. And now that the injury bug is starting to hit them, I think you're going to see them drop like a rock
Yes,
pretty
you're
quick.
probably right on
So
that.
they're 9 games out right now. I can see them 12, 13 games out within the next week or two because of what's going on with the injuries. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we're
But
not
I-
arguing.
Don't discount Miami. Miami's on a 4-game run. They
Yeah.
just swept
Yeah.
the Giants in San Francisco, and they
Yeah.
beat the Braves
Yeah.
the last time I played them.
Yeah, they're not
They're
far
hot
off
right now.
record-wise from
Yeah,
the
they are.
Diamondbacks
Right,
either.
but they're finding their stride right now and playing really good ball. They could come in here and do some damage to Arizona right now.
Probably
Arizona's
will.
best chance is tonight because Merrill Kelly's probably their best pitcher right now. So
Yeah,
that's their
I-
best chance. After that,
would
I can
say
see
that.
them losing.
Where Ralph is correct in this is that
course
list
he
that
is.
you keep showing, Jeffrey, is as long for the Dodgers. The problem with them is that they have that list and it's all pitchers, meaning it's one position group. Where like
Our list isn't costing us as much as yours is.
well, that's true. And where Ralph is wrong, is that the Dodgers, yes, they have a lot of injuries, but they paid enough for 2 teams. Like
They have depth.
they have 2 starting
We're
rosters.
not as rich, so each player means more to us.
Exactly.
Here, I'll give you the list. You ready? Here we go. I'll
Let's
rattle
hit
it
it.
off pretty quick.
All right.
Blake Watson, Jordan
that?
Montgomery, Corbin Burns, Kendall Graveman, Christian Mania, Justin Martinez, Christian Montes de Oca, AJ Puck. What's his? How do you say? his name?
Puck. It's Puck.
No, all right, sure.
He plays like puke.
Gabriel Moreno, Christian Robinson, Corbin Carroll, Vargas. I ain't gonna say his first name. Eugenio Suarez. I mean, there's a bunch of names on there who are critical players
now-
for this organization. So
Uh-huh.
to poo-poo this long ass list here that's
I don't want to
disingenuous
poo-poo
as
the
Dodger
list, but
fans.
I don't want to poo-poo the list, but I want to poo-poo the organization, and this is what I mean by
Of course you do. It's all
The-
you ever
no,
do.
but
is
let me tell you
poo-poo
why.
our organization.
But I'm going to tell you why I poo-poo this organization.
Poo-poo them, Ralph.
Because
Poo-poo.
look, like we just said, the Dodgers list is
Shut up,
even
Phil.
big. The Dodgers list is even bigger than that. But here's the difference: they go down to AAA and they grab these kids that come up and they do amazing, and that's why they're at the best record in baseball right now. For the Diamondbacks, they go down AAA. They don't have those guys to go bring up to make a difference right now, and that's the difference between a bad organization and a good organization. That's all I was trying to say.
Cash money, G. Cash
No,
money.
there's no cash money when we're talking AAA
That's the
players.
difference.
These guys are making nothing down there. Nothing.
We used to have a good farm system. What happened, Randy?
We still have a good farm system. The problem
Not according
is,
to Ralph, who knows everything.
well,
It's not that good.
It's not that- it's
I
middling,
will say this. I disagree with Ralph on that
How
because
dare
I think
you.
our farm system is pretty good. I think the way that that Hazen and this organization is using them, like Ralph says, they're bringing up the wrong people. I mean, they've got to bring up the studs right now and let them get some time at the top level. I mean, Eugenio Suarez isn't going to remain injured for 30 days or 60 days. He's going to be back soon. So maybe you bring up a third baseman that can play the game. But they keep trying to use the guys that are up here on the big team right now instead of going and getting some youth and giving them some experience, giving them some opportunities to show why they're good players. So I
feels
agree
like-
with Ralph partially, but I still say it's not the All-Star break. I think the Diamondbacks are an inconsistent team. Their pitching staff is not what we expected, and I don't see us. See us right now. I don't see us playing for a wild card.
With the cascading flood of injuries, we have no hope in really coming back together and making a cohesive
now
team.
now you're
hope.
sunk.
And
Always hope.
No
we
hope
still
whatsoever.
have the same numbskulls who are managing and
You're right.
coaching the
Yeah.
pitcher. So I don't see anything changing.
Well, I feel like there's always hope, and anything
Not
can
for this team.
change. This is a Phil. I hear you. But,
You
but
can
the
hope
bottom
in
line
one
is-
hand and
Yeah, I feel like there's still opportunities. It's still got quite a bit of baseball to play.
All right, listen, we still have quite a bit of show to do, and it's coming up next, Hour 3, Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
He's coming. Here he goes. Surprise! Your table saw broke. Also, the warranty expired weeks ago, so you need to pay for a new one out of pocket.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Oh, and the replacement part you ordered doesn't fit, so it's completely useless.
What a waste.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Shop 4th of July savings at the Home Depot right now and get up to 40% off, plus up to an extra $600 off select appliances with free delivery, like Samsung. From all-in-one washer dryers to smart refrigerators, upgrade to tech you can trust with Samsung appliances. The Home Depot has what you need to simplify your routine. Don't miss 4th of July appliance savings at the Home Depot. Free delivery on appliance purchases of $396 or more. Offer valid June 18th through July 9th. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
Pima JTED doesn't just work for students, it works for all of Arizona. Hands-on training, real-world skills, high school students become job-ready, and Arizona businesses get the talent they need to thrive. Without a skilled workforce, Arizona can't grow. But with Pima JTED graduates, our entire economy prospers. Join the businesses already investing in Arizona's future. Learn more at PimaJTED.org. That's PimaJTED.org. This message is sponsored by Potoff Private Philanthropy.
Hey everybody, it's Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends at the Lund Mortgage Team. Did you know that the Lund Mortgage Team was founded back in 1999? That's right, they're celebrating 25 years in existence this year. And you know what you have to do to stay in business that long? You have to be good at what you do. And the Lund Mortgage Team is not just good, they are great. They have helped thousands of people save thousands of dollars over those 25 years here in the Valley of the Sun. They only lend in Arizona, and they're mortgage brokers, which means they can shop your rate around. They're not tied to just one set of rates. Mortgage rates can get crazy. They can get high. They can get low. There's good times to strike, and there's times to stay on the sideline. Let the Lund Mortgage Team be your coach, be your team leader when it comes to these huge decisions. Call 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940, or you can always check them out at lundmortgage.com. Great website with all the tools you need. Call them today. They're my great friends, and you'll love them. It's the Lund Mortgage Team.
2025 NASCAR Championship Weekend.
October 31st through November 2nd. Experience the thrill of NASCAR racing
at Phoenix Raceway.
October 31st, it's the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series Championship. November 1st, it's the NASCAR Xfinity Series Championship. And it all culminates with the NASCAR Cup Series Championship on Sunday, November 2nd. This event will sell out.
Go to PhoenixRaceway.com for more.
Don't miss the NASCAR Championship weekend at Phoenix Raceway.
Get your tickets now. KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
Quiet, people, settle down, because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. Your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Ralph from the Weekend Warriors and Phil the fill-in the control room. And you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. Broadcasting live in the Fanatic studios in Scottsdale. And fifth letter says, "What's up? What's up?" He says, just tuned in. You guys have a good weekend. Ralph, I'll try to catch your horrible show tomorrow. Salute to you all, he says. Fifth letter, thank you for that. Let's see. Dodger Danny says, just want to say hello, fellas. Hope you all have a wonderful weekend. And as always, go Diamondbacks.
Yeah, thank you, Dodger Danny. Appreciate that.
Just the tip says, not a Utah fan at all, ever. Just shows how far Ralph is from anything other than bandwagon fandom. We asked in the last hour, if you're just joining us, that if you're a Arizona, Coyotes fan, and they move allegiance with the team, go with it, or did you to stop being a fan? of the Utah Mormons. So, or Mammoth. What are I don't know what they're called anymore.
Yeah.
Is it official yet?
I think it's the Mammoth.
So, I mean, and the other question, two-part question. One, are you still a fan of that organization? And
Yes.
two, do you want to call the next team that shows up here the Arizona Coyotes again, or do you want a new name? I feel
think
like
they
it's
should
still a
make-
great name.
Well, it's a great name, but I sure would like
Tainted?
to
Needs a
to,
rebrand.
yeah, I think it is. I sure would like to have an expansion team for the NHL to be here in the desert, and I think they ought to call it the Roadrunners. That would be
I agree.
sick.
Well, as long as they don't steal the Roadrunners into Mormonville. I mean,
What about the
No, I don't-
dehydrators?
Like I said, I hope the NHL grants Arizona an expansion team, gives us
How about this?
some half-ass hack team
Sure.
from Dumpville somewhere.
I am great with Roadrunners. Perfect. Call the
Yeah.
new team the Arizona Roadrunners, the Phoenix
Yes.
Roadrunners,
Yes.
the minor league team, which will surely follow, Arizona Coyotes.
Yeah.
Call the minor league team the Coyotes.
Or I'm just saying, or
The off-road runners.
the Vipers. What?
The off-road
off-road-
runners.
Phil, what are you on today?
I-
I'm just I know you kind of came in
Ralph's
late.
jock.
Where-
Yeah, we heard that in the last hour when they were talking
my
about the
goodness,
Dodgers.
wow. Just wondering, my brother, how are you feeling? You okay?
I'm
All right?
feeling
How many
great.
fingers am I holding up?
All
You
7
okay?
of them.
Mm-hmm. See,
You're way over to the side there. Like you're
He
not used
is.
to seeing somebody way over there hiding behind there.
I can go either way.
Sneaky.
Look, I think
He's
it's
sneaky
very,
Phil.
I think it's very rare and sneaky.
He's ashamed to be seen on the show, so he's just
Yeah.
trying to
No,
be
no,
as
no.
small on the screen as he
I
can.
think it's, I think it is, very often in sports. If you,
Mhm.
very often in sports, you are supposed. Man, if you are not watching the live stream of today's show, you are missing out. Let me tell you.
You're missing out every day.
Yeah, every day.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You can see these 4 beautiful visions each and every day, 3 to 6 on the Daily
Visions of
Blender.
grandeur.
Absolutely.
We're sexy.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah.
if your team moves away, I think that as long as it is under good circumstances for whatever reason, like
Mm-hmm.
you know, it is maybe your own state's fault, maybe it is somebody who is not the organization, maybe the owner's selling and then the new owner wants to move, whatever, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
understandable circumstances. You should move along with that team until a team comes to replace it.
So you're saying that the former Arizona Coyote fans, the
Hmm.
loyal Coyote fans, should now be Utah Mammoth fans?
Phil, you're just trying to find something to piss everyone off.
No,
I
see-
don't believe you actually believe that.
No,
That's
I-
a horrible take.
To quote you, Phil, that is poo poo.
Yeah, you're just poo pooing magooing just because you wanna start some crap up in here.
Well, no, I think
You don't really mean that. Be honest. You really think that.
historically, I think
You do
yes,
not
should,
think that.
I think historically, yes, you should
I
follow.
will
I mean,
challenge you to a duel.
because otherwise you have history. It's like that ex that you have as a toxic ex. It's like,
The hell
you know
is
what, to
happening?
get me through. I don't know, somebody's barking. But look, if yeah, I don't know.
Thank you for stating the obvious, Phil.
But it's not here, let me tell you, gentlemen. But no, it's like that toxic ex that you have that you're like, you know what, I'm home for the weekend, it's Thanksgiving vacation, and I'm gonna come back. Like, am I gonna go to the bar for a one-night stand and be like, hey, you know, come on over to my family's place, I'm staying in their room? Or you're gonna go back to the toxic ex who you have history with until you come to Thanksgiving
No,
vacation
story
with your
time with
own.
you is fun, but no, you don't
why
go
would I-
back to the toxic ex.
Well,
ever.
just for the weekend, just for
Not
the
even
weekend,
for a
fun
weekend.
times, just to enjoy some.
You
just
don't
some-
because now she's got some weird STDs you don't recognize, and no,
yeah,
you
yeah.
don't go back to crazy. You don't go back to crazy.
no,
just
You
to get a
don't go
turkey
back to
leg
crazy.
together,
Do
you know,
not go
what's some
back to
stuffing
crazy.
between two
No,
ex-lovers, you know?
No.
Maybe,
Phil, you're
Sorry.
just talking out your keister.
we can
man.
share some
Yeah.
mashed potatoes. I'll bring the gravy. You know,
See,
like
this is
whatever
what
you
we're
want.
hearing.
I feel like Ralph is having a whole technical issue over in the
Well,
studio.
he's
Like,
just trying to get his lighting straight. In the meantime, I need to take an issue with him. Ralph, can I just say something?
Sure, why not?
You've ruined Phil. You've ruined Phil on your little show on Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. You've ruined Phil.
First of all, it's
Wow.
not a
He's
little-
just making up stuff. These takes he doesn't really believe in.
Yes,
he doesn't
does.
really believe in
Yes,
that.
he does.
No,
Absolutely.
he doesn't. You've made him into a liar.
I've made him into a truth person, a truth seeker.
He's just desperately trying to well, I got to think of something to argue with Ralph about because can't get him to be awake most mornings. He just sort of sits there while me and Neil have a circle jerk. Well, I don't know what to do with this.
Wow.
Now, when the next NHL team comes in, the Arizona Water Boys come in, and then of course you're not going to be a fan of the Utah man. You disparage them and you leave them because you're having a good
I
healthy
think you
relationship.
just get ahead of the Christmas rush and disparage them now.
So Phil, whose team are you rooting for now? Are you a Mammoth fan? Are you?
No, well, hockey. I don't. I'm a free agent,
what?
baby.
I'm sorry.
He's just learning.
Well, then
hockey.
did you shut up? You don't have anything to say about
He's just
this.
learning hockey. He just found out hockey this year.
The Stanley Cup Finals were exquisite. Like that was a conversion for me. That was a
Phil,
holy
Phil
experience.
is just like, well, Ralph says the Kings are really good. I think I'll be a Kings fan.
No. Phil watched the playoffs and he watched the Stanley Cup and he fell in love with hockey.
Ralph has said about 3 different teams
What
were
team,
great
Phil?
during the finals.
What team did you fall in love with, Phil?
I don't know, but if I had like just off of like raw sex appeal, raw brand recognition, those Ducks are looking mighty nice.
Just because you watch Disney movies.
I love that they play in a place called the Pond. Like you cannot buy that cleverness.
Phil, you big phony.
It is fantastic.
Man. Oh.
Wilbur says the new Phoenix hockey team should be called the Phoenix Fourth Dimension, and all of us on the text line will be owners, and then the blender will be the sponsor.
Listen, I don't
Have
have
another
a problem
drink,
with that
Wilbur.
at all.
Yeah.
But, enjoy your weekend.
Swave Dave says, what about this for a hockey team name? The Arizona Road Ragers. No, because then people will call us the Roid Ragers.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Sorry, did you hear that? I just dropped an entire thing of M&Ms.
Good heavens.
They stayed in the container. That was pretty impressive.
That's a plus. Yeah.
I've been a mess lately. I spilled some Mountain Dew on my my phone the other day.
Code Red?
It works great now. No, I mean when I don't ever drink the liquid I shouldn't say out loud and my wife hears. Except for when we go to get Barrow's Pizza. It's on tap. What am I supposed to do? You know?
Come on, man.
I'm a functional
Everybody
addict.
knows on tap is way better.
Okay, here's a thing. See if you guys agree with. See, this is an honest take. I want you to see how this looks, Phil, because your take about the hockey team, which is horrible.
I'm just saying in sports, you should
Here's
follow
the honest
your
take.
team.
The honest take is, what's better, Coke or Pepsi? Here's my take. Pepsi in a can, Coke from the fountain.
I thought it was
I
going to
like
go to some nose reference, so I'm glad I hit it again. Hit it again. Yeah,
I did do comedy in the 80s.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
So what do you think of that take? I like Pepsi in a can, and I like Coke from a fountain.
I think it's odd.
That's what I think is the best.
You know, sometimes there is a difference. Like brisk raspberry iced tea, I am like an aficionado on that. It tastes drastically different from the bottle, like from like that little plastic bottle that they have. And I know that's so obscure.
Plastic,
Such a,
that's all the chemicals you're getting.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, but opposed to the tap that I get over at QT, except now they're in the future because QT has like this weird like AMC AMC.
Wait a minute.
Dispenser.
Did you just say QT is in the future?
QT is now the gasoline dispenser of the future. My goodness, they like what they are doing inside those
Been
doors.
kind of going there for 20 years there, Phil.
No, what they do inside those doors is incredible. It's like Willy Wonka meets gas.
Wow,
incredible.
I mean, everybody has gas.
I'm not taking credit for that take.
Yeah, see, Phil, you've ruined Phil. You've ruined Phil, Ralph. Hefty Lefty says, unfortunately, Pepsi is discontinuing the Nitro Pepsi. Those were excellent drinking experience. Never tried it.
No.
Beeve says, yeah, that's my choice. Pepsi in a can, Coke from the fountain. Me and Beeve, high five.
No kidding.
Chosen One says, breaking news-ish. Yeah, well, not really. I saw it earlier. By the way, I'd like to can I get Katie Hobbs's address? Like to mail her some L'Oreal, maybe just something. She's honey, you're too young. You're way too young to have the gray hair. It's just not.
Wow.
Anyway, $500 million renovation package for the Diamondback Stadium. She signed it, and hooray, more taxes. All right.
Yeah.
Golden Domer says, in order to honor our neighbors from down south, how about the hockey team being called the Tucson Blender? Hell no.
No.
Don't put the word blender next to Tucson, you
Yeah, I know.
sumbitch.
Yeah.
One number one Rattlers fan says, so when the former owner of the Coyotes let them leave his deal with NHL, was he retained all rights to name and if hockey returned to Phoenix? He did. There was a retention thing there, but like in a year. Yeah, it has a very short
5
time.
years.
It's 5 years.
Yeah.
Oh, God dang it. I thought it was like 2 or 3.
No, it's fine.
No, but after
Well, I
5
don't want
years,
another team here until that 5 years is over.
I don't think he'll
He
even be
needs to be
involved.
removed
I don't
from
think- even if
Arizona.
he has the first right of refusal. I don't think they're going to allow him to be the owner. And he just has this 5 year that's just standard operating procedure. I don't think they're going to allow him to own another team after that fiasco.
Woof. I want to talk about happier things.
All right, let's talk happy.
Moments from
talk.
now, we will talk some football. Moments
All
from
right.
now.
Oh, I'm happy already.
Denver
All right.
Broncos wall-to-wall coverage.
No.
Makes me
I said
happy.
football.
Yeah,
So before we do, though, this is kind of cool, and I don't know if this is. Well, it just seems like it might be more money than. Well, okay, take a look at this.
Okay.
This just happened.
This just in.
I'm trying to find it here. Here it is.
Mm.
The autographed Michael Jordan rookie card
Oh, yeah.
has sold for $2.5 million. So, yeah, it's signed. I get it. I don't know how they got him to sign it but I mean, I don't know if he was known for signing stuff often or not.
He did.
Yeah.
So
He signed a lot of stuff, actually.
It was during the taping of The Last Dance.
and he took that personally.
He was very emotional, and so he went ahead and signed it. Yeah.
So actually, they say it was signed for a private collector last year in secret. And he, it says that he's rarely signed outside of his longtime deal with Upper Deck. But anyway, so this card right here, $2.5 million.
Wow.
Do you think he signed it with his cigar hand?
Well, it's his right hand. I don't know which one you usually see the cigar in.
His mouth.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, $2.5 million. Appropriate, or do you think that somebody way overpaid for this?
Way overpaid.
These things at this point, sports memorabilia is no longer what it is. Like, it used to be a cool thing to own, like, oh, this is the final puck that was in the Stanley Cup Finals, or oh, this was the soccer ball that Pele
Well, they
touched. All
sold
this
the Game 7 ball from the NBA Finals for $50,000.
Yeah,
I believe
see,
that.
so these are no longer sports memorabilia. These are just physical stocks. That's what
Guys.
these are.
Guys.
Guys.
I don't know. They must not have had the technology I have. Look at that right there. You see that there at the
that's
bottom
a
of the
little
card?
crease. Little
Look
crease.
at that. It's like a little fold down there.
Other side, too.
Other side too has some
Got one right
discoloration.
here.
Oh,
then somebody wrote on it. Oh my
What's
God.
the grade on the card?
Doesn't say.
Doesn't have a grade. That's interesting.
Just says authentic.
But it is a PSA.
Oh, I would have got like a little red marker and gotta get that thing ready for sale.
Yeah.
Anyway, $2.5 million. You think that thing is going to appreciate?
I just
Absolutely.
I don't know.
All this stuff just goes up.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
I mean, what I don't understand is how you authenticate this stuff. Like, I understand that there's a business. I understand that people do it, but then when people fake the authenticators and then just have these certificates of authenticity, like unless I'm the one who's waiting in the rafters being like, hey, Steph, sign my towel. Like how am I going to know that he actually signed it?
Well, generally what happens is when somebody signs one of these, and correct me if I'm wrong, Jeffrey, somebody else is taking a picture of that person signing that object. So you can clearly see the card, you can clearly see Michael Jordan, and you can clearly see he's signing the card. So
if there's some sort of certificate where you sign off and do things, I don't know if you actually need the picture, but I'm sure that if you have witnesses or something, I don't know how that works. Ralph,
You have signature experts, yeah. So you have
okay.
signature experts
See,
that
that I know, but
they know the signatures and how they knew every single swoop and move. I mean, everything about his signature, and they authenticate him through that. Everyone like PSA, all those guys, they have those people on staff, so that's how they authenticate it.
So,
I feel like Neil is starting to have an impact on you now a little bit too.
Who?
On Phil.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I don't listen. So
I feel like he wouldn't have asked a question like that.
No,
is Neil is he a big collectible guy?
No, he's
it's
just not very bright.
Yeah.
So
no, I understand that there are authenticators, but what amazes me is that somebody can have like 3 separate signatures like in their life. right? So like somebody can have like at the beginning of their life, obviously it's just an X because they don't know,
and they study all that.
and they study all that. But what I don't is there are people who are trying to counterfeit it every single day, and for $2.5 million, I'm certainly going to be motivated to make it look just as authentic as the original.
Good luck
one.
though. There's certain things you just can't copy. Those guys that authenticate those signatures, they're amazing.
All right, take a look right here. Is like I could copy right over the M and the J, and I could just put that on anything. I could put it on a ball, put it on a card, and
they get deep into it. They can actually see the strokes coming off the pen or the Sharpie or whatever it was, and the movement of it. If it was stopped because somebody was trying to do it a certain way, you can see all that stuff.
Well, I bet with some computer I could make it. You wouldn't be able to tell.
They've tried.
But I'll tell you what, I don't need it to be real so I could sell it. I just need it to be real so I could impress people. Look at this. Yeah,
I've heard that before.
And then I don't know who's impressed by it, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, I would be, Jeffco.
Feel like it's not getting anyone laid.
Well, no, you're not going to take care of me.
See, if I were to get
Michael Jordan,
if I were to get something signed, I'd want it to be something that was like that did something, like
What?
or whether it be the field, like
Little
something,
dance?
like- yeah,
Like a
exactly.
ball?
like a ball, or like
So,
whether it be like the
one of
part
those
of the field,
cards that
like,
you open it up and all the junk flies out at you and scares you to death.
no, that's
You- you
confetti.
need
No,
something like that.
no glitter. No, so no card because
Oof.
that's just a
Glitter
ball,
bombs are the
a
worst.
bat.
Yeah,
So
a
something
uniform.
where Michael
Yeah.
Jordan would jump out of
Shoes?
the card and start shooting threes.
Well, he never
Like
shot
the
threes.
actual Michael Jordan.
Yeah,
Like all the stuff that I have, right? That's what you're talking about.
Exactly. Yeah, I want something that was like a physical, like a baseball, a uniform.
What you
I
have,
have it.
Ralph?
Yeah.
Oh, did Michael Jordan give you herpes?
Wow.
Only once.
Breaking news
Only-
here on the blender.
No, but like when you come to our studio, there's a Magic Johnson signed basketball sitting right
Yeah.
there. Right?
See, I find
There's
more. I get even like
jerseys.
a Magic Johnson signed whistle for the
I have
time when
a
he was a
baseball
head
that was
coach.
chewed up by Cecil the dog.
See, that's
worth
a
something.
Cecil authentic. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Should get that authenticated.
Yeah.
Fifth letter says, I already read that. Okay. No, never mind. Let's take a break. We come back. Let's talk some damn football, shall we? It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Listen to our on your phone at 1580thefanatic.com.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your Nature Made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day. Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Shop 4th of July savings at the Home Depot right now and get up to 40% off, plus up to an extra $600 off select appliances with free delivery, like Samsung. From all-in-one washer dryers to smart refrigerators, upgrade to tech you can trust with Samsung appliances. The Home Depot has what you need to simplify your routine. Don't miss 4th of July appliance savings at the Home Depot. Free delivery on appliance purchases of $396 or more. Offer valid June 18th through July 9th. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
Forgot something inside or picking up food from the store? Never leave a child in a car. In Arizona, heat stroke can happen in seconds. Temperatures can rise 20 degrees in just 10 minutes, making a vehicle dangerously hot. Heat stroke can happen even in the shade or when it's below 60 degrees outside. Once you park, always remember to stop, look, and lock. Visit heatstroke.az.gov to learn more. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
We know how you feel. There's nothing better than a fall afternoon, an order of wings and a nice cold brew, and football. This fall, The Fanatic is your source for high school, college, and NFL football action. The high school game of the week on Friday nights, top line NCAA action on Saturdays, and the NFL primetime games. When it comes to football, we have you covered. We're 1580 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Yeah, my right ear still isn't right. How long has it been since I had that shooting range incident?
It's been a couple of months.
I'm going to see if I can tough it out, see how it goes. I've always liked having both headphones on.
Yeah.
It still doesn't sound right. You know, it's going to be funny. I'll find out later that this headphone's just broken.
Huh?
I'm like, oh, my poor ear. Anyway. Hey, we haven't talked football in a bazillion years just because there's just been so many other things to talk about. But, well, here we are. And, well, we got ourselves another Deshaun Watson. Justin Tucker suspended for the first 10 weeks of the 25 season. And, you know, the funny thing about that is, like, he was like, I never did a thing. Well, you also find out that Justin Tucker and the NFL negotiated this. So
no kidding.
If this was negotiated, then somebody's got some kind of information that maybe Justin Tucker is full of crap. And
we were talking about this yesterday, and you know, kind of came to the same we arrived at the same point that something is amiss here because otherwise the NFL wouldn't be hitting him with this kind of violation.
It usually goes the
punishment.
Other direction. They'll just, to the very last moment, they'll just pretend like nothing is wrong. But I mean, Justin Tucker was about to be a Hall of Fame, kicker. I mean, he's been to 7 Pro Bowls, and he's just signed a 4-year, $22 million contract in 2022. And he was the highest paid kicker of all time. Then suddenly, oof, this dude's a pervy, Deshaun Watson.
Nobody wants him on their team. Yeah.
The Ravens cut him in May. So,
and he will be able to serve this while he is a free agent, as he's currently. One wonders whether or not near the end. I mean, we see it year in and year out. Teams get to that playoff push. They see that their current kicker, is missing a crucial point here or there, and then they start to get wandering eyes. I wonder.
Look, Deshaun Watson ended up on the Browns, so send Justin Tucker on over.
Yeah, there are certainly. I mean, this reeks of a late season Dallas Cowboys attention grab. Like that,
really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Really?
You remember Greg Hardy? You remember Justin Tucker with this allegation with as late into the season as he'll be. This feels like, should there be a kicker injury, or something like that? But especially the Dallas Cowboys very much would love to have all eyeballs on me move for very cheap.
They might have no shame, but I'll tell you what, if the Colts are sitting there and all of a sudden they take Justin Tucker, that's the kind of thing that makes me reconsider my fandom. Because, I don't want to be a part of an organization that's going to act like the Browns. That they're going to, there is so much karma that is, that I think maybe the Browns owners was like, well, we're going to do reverse karma. We've already been punished all this time, so let's do something bad. And let's get Deshaun Watson up in here. And then some more karma came around because he was exactly what we thought he would be, a big fat zero. But, if my team, if the Colts are like, yeah, let's get Justin Tucker in here, I'm out. We have to just start shaming the people who deserve the shame.
I think
and there's not enough of that.
You're completely right, Jeffrey. But would you admit that you feel like you are in the minority?
That's a sad thing to say, but I am.
I feel like if I were to get 100% of the Cleveland Browns fan base, I feel like the vast majority of them, if at all, that they are ashamed of it. It's just that the product did not meet like the promise, right? Like what you got from Deshaun Watson was not this, like they were willing to swallow the shame of being like, oh no, he's fine, he's our guy, like everybody no, but they wouldn't have cared if he actually remained to be Pro Bowl worthy of a quarterback. Like it's sad.
Yeah. The Browns would not have cared about anything or anyone as long as they got their W, but true to their form, they did not and will not.
Yeah, worst trade in NFL history.
And that made me feel so good, because if you're going to go ahead and make that kind of a deal and then further make the deal where he's going to get suspended, so you front load the contract to the $1 million so he doesn't lose any real money, that is evil on top of evil on top of evil.
That really was. Aiding and abetting.
Just let me review here for you. Deshaun Watson is the only player in my entire history of doing this show that I've said, I want that guy to get hurt. I hope he gets injured. I hope somebody comes across the line and breaks both of his legs, maybe his arms too, at the same time.
You didn't say that with Ben Roethlisberger?
Well, I don't know. I felt that way, but I don't know if I actually said it then.
Okay.
That was an incident. That was an incident. That's the only thing we knew about. And I called him Ben Rapesburger constantly, all the time. But then when you find out that somebody is doing sexual assault on woman after woman after woman after woman after woman, that goes even farther. But you're right. You know what? Looking back, I probably should have said that about Ben Roethlisberger. But it's not a very popular thought.
No, I'd imagine not. And that's where I think somebody will give him a tryout late in the season with an injury, because kickers are very valuable. Like there's a reason why for most NFL organizations, the number one point scorer is not a quarterback. It's actually kickers. Like you look at
Vinatieri.
Vinatieri, yeah, it's because of their history. Like you get a good one, you keep them around, you pay them a lot. Like I know people, like one of the moves that everybody always just gripes on is like whenever somebody takes a kicker and quote unquote reaches for them in the draft, guys, they're going to account for the vast majority of your points, not only in a game, but in a season and everything else. So you need a good one. So if they have a chance to get a historical, probably a first ballot Hall of Famer, even in spite of this, they're going to try and give him a chance.
That's it. I'm going kicker first overall in the fantasy football draft. That's what I'm doing.
As well, you should, Randy.
That's Phil's strategy. That's why he's won the league. League 5 so many times.
Yeah.
That's a low.
Lacrosse guy,
quarterback number 2. Yeah.
Lacrosse guy says, "Love it, Jeffrey. Take a stand. Kind of like myself when I stopped watching Major League Baseball after the steroid era."
Oh, wow.
I mean, presumably the steroid era is over, Lacrosse guy.
Well,
I mean,
was he angry that they stopped, or
yeah? I mean, let's face it, that was some good baseball.
I remember I was in New York at the time when A-Rod finally, to everybody's surprise, and the number one thing that everybody was angry was like, why did he stop in the playoffs?
Yeah, that's what he stops. Great, thank you. Hey, Randy, Buddha Baker saying that Kyler Murray's been in his bag.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I don't know what that means either.
It means that he's cooking during the off season, means that he's studying, means that he's like looking
like
fresh.
He's boiling bags.
Yeah, he's looking zesty. He's looking like he's got a little spice of life while he's doing.
Here's the whole quote.
Okay.
He's kind of been in his bag the whole off season, doing no look throws and having a great off season training camp. K1, he's going to run a little bit more, a little outside the pocket, inside the pocket throws. He's going to do kind of do it all, and he's going to get the guys the rock.
Well, I mean, thanks for all that, confidence, Buddha. But why the hell did you go social with it? See, this is what I hate. Don't talk about it, man. Now everybody knows.
Yeah, I just gave away the whole plan. And by the way, Ralph, I heard that toilet.
What?
I heard that toilet flush.
There's no toilet flush.
I heard a
shut
toilet
your
flush.
mic off.
I know
That's
there's a toilet.
That's Kyler
right
Murray's career that you hear flushing.
I heard the toilet flush.
Because it's amazing how at camp and stuff he looks great when there's nobody brushing him. Or he has a red
That's the
jersey.
thing.
If there's
when you're in camp arms look great. Camp catches are amazing. Camp this is awesome, but reality comes very quickly.
Yep.
Look, I know you guys are against the Cardinals and you all have it all figured out, but I just hope we have a good season.
If they had a Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks who I just want a quiet offseason from, it's Aaron Rodgers is right there. Kyler Murray's right there.
Kyler Murray'd be at the foot of it. So
Kyler Murray'd be further down. Yeah, he'd be the Teddy Roosevelt of the Mount Rushmore. And Cam Newton back in his day would have
I
been.
don't know why
one
you're hateful towards Kyler Murray. He's not out there talking. He's not out there getting in trouble. I will say this about the Arizona Cardinals: as long as he's healthy, you've got a chance to win some games. You're not going to win every game. I think I got you at just over a 500 season as long as he stays healthy. But it's not as bad as you're making it out.
No,
to be,
he's not.
Phil.
He's not out there getting like arrested. He's not doing that stuff. But look back at each and every offseason. He has made headlines for worse. I feel like every single offseason. Last year was the video games. Year before that,
That's the worst. He sounds like a teenager. It doesn't sound like a bad guy.
Well,
Last year was the video games. I don't think it was
It
last.
was a couple of years ago.
A couple years. Last year was like, oh, we're going all that. Whatever. I find that like, when's the last headline you saw for Daniel Jones? Like anything other than them announcing that he's the starter.
Don't bring that up. I didn't.
Oh no.
See, like he's
Daniel
completely
Jones.
boring.
Oh no.
Sometimes
Phil.
I want a boring quarterback.
Wow, sometimes you can be so mean, Phil. Wow.
You know what?
Well-
I just can't even look at you right now.
And the
Phil.
day before he goes on, it starts his vacation, Phil.
There. I just can't even look at
Oh
you.
my
right now.
Wow.
Well, I mean, you know it's a sore spot. I don't want to hear. I don't want to
Jeffrey,
hear.
when the Indianapolis Colts are vying for a playoff spot this year,
coming from?
when they are vying for a playoff spot and quite possibly making the playoffs,
Wow,
you're going to be
nice
over
job.
here
Nice,
completely
kissing the butt.
confounded,
Yeah.
wondering whether or not you can support this team with a completely average Daniel Jones.
Wow.
Get ready for it, my guy.
Sorry,
Look,
Jeffco.
this is a guy that was talking about camp stats for Shedeur Sanders last week.
Oh,
so-
we were breaking it down,
Shedeur
baby.
Sanders, you're again. That's just you being disingenuous.
No, no,
trying to
no.
Get a rise out of people.
Oh, no.
Right? You don't
No, no, no.
really think
Oh, I
Shedeur
know.
Sanders is the second coming, right?
He does.
Well, second coming of Kirk Cousins. I mean,
no, he thinks he's this amazing player.
No, I think he's
You were quoting
completely
camp
undervalued.
stats. You were quoting.
I
camp
was. He was
stats
throwing bullets. He was throwing lollipops
with
to
nobody
it.
rushing him and a red jersey on. Awesome.
When I listen to Phil talk, I feel like he'd be first in line to buy tickets to Tight End University.
Taylor Swift was playing on the sidelines. It would
You
have
see
been
what I mean?
awesome.
You see what I mean? And by the way, Tight End University used to be just the tight ends getting together
Yeah,
and sort of working out and learning stuff
Yeah.
from each other. Now it's becoming a concert series. I mean, come
What?
on. They just, I
funny
guess
that
whoever
tight
is
end
working this at frontofficesports.com says, well, we might look at taking it on the road and having it other cities and doing stuff. And it becomes this big, giant. I mean, I don't mind a good party, but now it's just like, okay, so now everybody's going to get to come and watch. A lot of these guys, I think it's more healthy for these guys to just get together and work on their craft and not worry about all the extracurricular of it.
Yeah, tight ends coming to you to a city near you during
doesn't-
Pride Month too.
It's a waste of time.
Yeah, I mean, it just the minute I saw, and again, I am not anti Taylor Swift at all. I don't care for her music, but
She's going to be taking part in Tight End University.
well, she already did. She was up
did.
there playing a song for the boys
No,
or
she
something.
took part.
Oh.
She took part in tight end university.
Oh,
Yeah, she
Are
was
you
talking
trying to
about.
make
all right.
are you trying to make like a
I'm
little
just
sexy joke
saying,
there?
She's got a boyfriend with a
Yeah,
tight
little
end.
tight
so-
end. Yeah,
Mm.
Yeah, she was
Mhm.
singing teardrops on my guitar because when
Well,
she was.
when it's that tight.
How do you?
I got
how do you know
teardrops.
the
I got
song?
teardrops.
Mhm.
Well, come on, Phil. You know Phil. Phil's
Hmm.
gotta know most every Taylor
Are
Swift
you
song.
a Swiftie? Is that what it is?
He's
Swiftie?
absolutely a Swiftie.
I've never seen her in person because now it's a point of pride. Like I can't afford that.
Pride.
You know,
In
like-
person, but he's got a big old diary. He's got a Taylor Swift.
Dear Diary.
Yeah.
I
She
heard
is a
Taylor
marketing
3
genius,
times
though.
on the radio today.
You have to give it to her. She's a business unto herself. Like that's incredible.
She has a few billion more than we do.
Just a few.
Yes.
Yeah.
But listen,
No
I hate
kidding.
to bring everybody down on a Friday, but this is kind of sad. I know this is going
I
to
know.
hurt.
Oh boy.
Umpire Carl Paganelli has retired.
Oh,
That guy.
That's one less walk in
Oh.
baseball.
Oh my God. We have to explain that Ralph is Italian. And,
Absolutely.
he can say that.
I can. It's
it
one of my Goombas.
It is not representative of the Daily Blender, CRC
No, gosh,
Broadcasting, or
come
most
on.
any nice person on the planet.
He
I don't
went
know.
off to the big cannoli in the sky. He's good.
He retired. He didn't die.
Yeah,
That's
he's
where we
still
go. We
alive.
retire. We go to the sky.
I'm about to show you what the dude
Really?
looked like. I'm about to
Wow.
show you what it looks like here on the screen.
Okay.
Can I be honest? I didn't really recognize him all that much.
Huh. Boy,
I'm
did
trying
you
to
have his
find-
that's a
gear
good
on,
thing.
probably.
Trying to find a picture where he'd be recognizable. Here's
Hmm.
maybe he was always having the mask in front of his face.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He
Well, as
looks
Italians,
like
we don't like to show our face very often.
He looks like a nice enough guy. I mean,
Look, if you don't know what he looks like, he did a
Hold on.
damn good job in the MLB.
Amen.
Hold
Hey,
on
freaking man.
So there he is.
See, that's NFL, man.
You
Look at that
recognize him?
Roman nose. That's got a Roman nose. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't. Let's
That's
see.
an Italian.
Here's a picture of him
Oh, yeah.
from more recently, I think.
More recently.
Oh,
Okay.
it's even smaller. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, it's
Oh,
not a
boy,
great
small.
picture. Hold
Okay.
on here. Yeah, I don't know. It looks like this one makes it look like somebody just poked him in the eye. He's just like, book, right there.
He's
Do you
put
guys
on a
know
few
him? Do you
LBs in that
recognize him
picture.
at all?
Not in the slightest.
He's
Oh.
gained some weight.
Put on a few LBs there.
All right, well.
It said
Well,
good cooking. Oh,
Here's
here's
a truck
man.
I'm looking at.
Yeah,
right there.
hey.
Was he driving that or?
No.
That's his
He's not
retirement
dead.
package.
For the last time, he's not dead.
He feels dead to me because he's out of the NFL.
He's
You're
throwing
dead
flat.
to me.
He's
Do
throwing flat.
Italians actually call each other WAP? Is that
Oh,
like
yeah.
a
Oh, yeah.
common thing?
Yeah, Goombas, Wops.
I feel
Okay.
like Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B repossessed that term.
You know,
What?
yeah, that's
did?
WAP. That's WAP.
No, it's WAP.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Yeah,
because
sure.
Irish people, we don't call each other Mick. We don't do that. I mean,
I know Irish guys that call each other mix.
just we call each other by our names. That's
No, it's not because of their names.
I call Randy Mr. Sexy.
What's wrong with WAP? It just means without. It
Hey.
just means without passport.
Hey, Phil.
That's all it means.
Yeah, I don't know.
They stamped the WOP on them as they came through. What is it? Ellis
As
Island.
long as everyone's happy. 888-368-1580.
Not a big deal.
Against the spread says Dallas won't touch Tucker because Brandon Aubrey. Aubrey is automatic from 65 yards and under. Another team that is competing for the playoffs will pick up Tucker, though. He's a future Hall of Famer. I don't know if he gets in the Hall of Fame with this.
He does.
With all these
65
massage
yards and
people
in?
he's.
If OJ's in the Hall of Fame,
OJ was in the Hall of Fame before he went and murdered everybody.
yeah, but he tried his best to get out of it, but he still stayed. I think if you can have OJ in there with no asterisk, I think
OJ
they-
really
I don't
put
think
holes in
you
his.
should. I
in
think they
his,
took OJ out, didn't they?
I don't
He
think
put
so.
holes in his reasons why
Let
he
me look.
should be in the Hall of Fame. I'll
I
tell you
feel
that.
like he's not in there. I don't know. So Against the Spread was saying, he says, by the way, Tucker and Watson should have talked to Robert Red Rocket Kraft and went to the happy ending massage parlor. Well, yeah, maybe go to places where you know that is a thing and not try to force nice people into doing bad things. That makes sense. And then also, yeah, maybe don't be a perv. We got to take a break. We come back. We've got On This Date and Big George's sports history and more football. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Get our free app and listen to the Daily Blender everywhere you go. Get it today, wherever you get your favorite apps.
Progressive knows when you're on your boat, you're already on vacation. And Vacation You forgets all your worries. Vacation You doesn't even keep track of time and knows that time is a meaningless construct designed to control us, man. But Regular You knows you don't want to be too far out in the water after the sun goes down because Vacation You doesn't know how to navigate in the dark yet. Vacation You and Regular You really need to get on the same page. So bundle your boat with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Why'd I go to the doctor? My heart would race just taking my son to practice. It didn't feel right. So I got checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
My name is Mary Grace. There are a few misconceptions about Alzheimer's. It's not just memory loss, it's the loss of mobility, the risk of falling.
For more information, contact the Alzheimer's Association at alz.org. Sponsored by the Alzheimer's Association.
Will Shakespeare here. Back in my day, I invented over 1,700 slang words like swagger, bedazzled, and my personal favorite, besmirch. But even I have trouble understanding slang words like yeet or bougie or this is fire. Actually, it is extremely smooth Shakespeare vodka. Okay, boomer. See what I mean? But there is one word that describes the pure quadruple distilled spirit crafted from an 8th century Polish recipe the first time you try it. So lit. I couldn't have said it better myself. Shakespeare vodka. So lit.
My name is Mary Grace. Early diagnosis is key, but make no mistake, it is a devastating disease.
For more information, contact us at alz.org or through the 24/7 helpline at 800-272-3900. Sponsored by the Alzheimer's Association.
Your home for sports.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. So, hey, Randy, are you going into these open training camp practices?
No.
All right, then.
No.
He can hardly see Kyler Murray while out there. So.
I got binoculars I can loan you.
I have binoculars.
Right.
As a matter of fact, I have a telescope that I could take with me, so I could really get in close on him, where he'll look life size at that point. But I've decided no, it's no.
Kit Peak would be like, could we move it closer? Well, for everybody else, ArizonaCardinals.com, you can get some tickets for the Red, White, and practice on Saturday, August 2nd. Plenty of time to make some plans and figure it out. The team's back together weekend is on July 27th on a Sunday, and that's open for season ticket peoples and stuff. So, but anyway, if people, my wife loves going to these things.
Really?
Oh yeah, we're going to a game this year too. So,
a real one or a preseason one?
Well, I told her both. I mean, if you're going to do it, go big.
Yeah.
Don't spend for a preseason. That's like silliness.
Right.
That's like watching stuntmen for an entire movie. But yeah. So tickets are available. Anyway,
The red and white practice is pretty cool.
Huh?
The red and white practice is pretty cool. I went to that last year.
Did you?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's free. That's why
a lot of
He's
people there too.
Cheap
Yeah,
bastard. That's why.
Yeah.
So congratulations to JJ Watt. His wife gave birth to their second child, Nico.
Fantastic. That's cool. Very cool.
Thing is, he's got to stay out of Texas because everybody's going to be like, "Fire Nico! Fire Nico!" And it's
so they named
not
him
fair.
Nico.
Not fair. With the JJ Watt's kid is Niko.
Yeah.
But they're yelling that all the time in Texas.
Yeah. Well, especially around the Dallas area. Yeah.
I think that they missed an opportunity here. They should have named the kid Mega.
Or
Giga.
Megawatt.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
JJ
see
Watt.
where you went with that. Yeah.
I don't think he'd even get up out of a chair for that. I think he would just give you a look that made you feel bad.
Oh no! If I saw that man in here, I would just apologize. I wouldn't have even need to have said the joke. I would just, I'm sorry,
because he knows you even thought it.
He's
Sure.
huge.
Well, he's not as huge as he used to be. I think that post football, he has shed some of the scary pounds. At least that's what it looked like. And then somebody else was talking. They were like, "Yeah, my God, he's still a massive, massive man."
Most of that was a build. Like he's just broad,
He is a gym freak. He loves to be in the gym and he loves to work out. So
yeah, I've seen the commercials where he's on that Peloton. It's not
I saw
realistic. It
him-
was no babies got killed.
When I was on the socialite media things, the X's and stuff.
Sure.
I followed JJ Watt because I really appreciate the man, not just the player. I appreciate the man. He's very giving. But he had posted a video. He was trying to do this flat-footed jump onto this big box. I guess this is a thing. I don't know. I don't frequent gyms, as you can tell by my body. I am in shape. A round is a shape. But anyway, he jumped flat-footed. He didn't take a run at it. Flat-footed up to this box, and this box was about 4 feet high. And from just a stand right up to it, man, that was impressive. Wow.
Yeah. And he's retired.
Yeah. and he's still in good. He is in really good shape. Yeah.
Speaking of somebody else who definitely needs to be retired, Aaron Rodgers. I still just can't understand where he's like, oh, I'll tell you what, when I'm out of here, when I retire next year, oh man, you'll never see me again. Oh, you're never going to hear me again. I don't want any of this attention. Yeah, then why are you on Pat McAfee like during the off season?
Because he wants it.
Yeah, he wants the attention. This is like it's like that girl's like, don't look at me, everyone look at me. It's just, it's not buying that, man. Of course you want attention.
Well, isn't
all
he
you ever
getting
wanted.
paid? Isn't he getting paid for
He
those
does get paid
appearances?
for the Pat McAfee show.
Yeah.
So
He doesn't need that money, Randy.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
I
so
know he doesn't
minimal.
need it, but he's still making that money.
Look at me, don't look at me. Oh my God, don't look at me, look at me. That's Aaron Rodgers.
Can you
It's
see him?
sad.
You know why you won't see him anymore? Because he's going to go into one of those drug-induced states in that teepee and be in that dark teepee for a long time.
A cabin in the woods, a hole
There
in the
is
ground.
there's an overdose story on the way.
Yeah.
I've seen the script.
This is his last year, though, right?
Well, that's
Well,
what he
supposedly.
says.
He says that, but he also wants somebody to beg him. No, please come back. Well,
I don't think anybody's going to beg him.
Well, all right, I'll come back.
Unless the Steelers win the Super Bowl, I mean, if they win the Super Bowl, he should be done anyway. But
He should be.
That's
but
how
I
you'd
think,
walk away.
Listen, I don't think any of us believe the Steelers are going to win a Super Bowl.
No, nobody does.
So, and Aaron Rodgers is one of those people. Aaron Rodgers, I think, for the last few years, has been collecting checks. He's just collecting checks. He knows how it's going to go, and he pretends like he's upset, or he's pretend like the best thing that happened to him was that injury, because then it's like he had to pretend like, oh, it's the receivers. He's just milking this money cow. That's all he's doing. I guarantee you that.
I still don't know who the Steelers have. DK Metcalf.
TJ Watt.
They do?
Yeah,
he's not a receiver.
No, he's
TJ Watt's not a
No.
receiver.
He could
Phil.
be.
I'm talking about receivers, Phil. Try to stay
They
up
could
with
have
the
him
show,
try-
will you?
Phil, listen.
He could try and be on both sides of the ball.
Earn your stripes. I don't think so. But I don't see how bringing in Aaron Rodgers is going to help this team when you only have like one or two guys that can catch the ball. Now, I know they have the other Watt brother that nobody cares about.
Freiermuth, don't they? Isn't he still there?
Freiermuth's over there. He's solid.
And DK Metcalf. But I mean,
Well,
they're
really
gonna
have a
double
running
team.
game.
You're gonna double team Metcalf and let these
Yeah.
other guys try to catch it.
Well,
'Cause
but if there's one team in the NFL that I do trust to develop a wide receiver too, it's going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers. Like they are. Oh my gosh, they have a long line of actually developing wide receivers, finding diamonds in the rough, being able to make the best. I mean, they made Chase Claypool a name. Have you heard about him since he's left? No. They made Antonio Brown a name. They made Mike Evans, Mike Wallace.
Look what happened to AB though.
Oh, trust me. I mean, once the horror story from that is you never want to be the team after the Steelers give up on a wide receiver. But while they have them, they are highly productive.
Chosen One says, did you hear the funny rumor about Aaron Rodgers? He showed up with a wedding ring, right? Said he's married, but there's no record of him being married. Well, I think he's just trolling. You know, he does these weird things. I think he thinks he's some sort of Andy Kaufman, like, I got them. Who gives a crap if he's married or not? I mean, what does it matter?
It might have been a spiritual thing.
Something wrong with that guy.
It's that Hiawatha that he smokes all the time. Yeah.
Bruno Baller says, yep, he'll get attention by saying he doesn't want attention. And guess what? They did a whole story on him saying he didn't want attention. So you are correct. I got to tell you, if I am, I would never be. So listen.
All right.
Deontay Johnson should not talk.
Okay.
He says, I checked out mentally before I refused to enter a game. I wasn't getting into any run plays, no passing plays, nothing. It was cold. I'm on the sideline, just standing there, going to the heater, back and forth, waiting to hear my name called. Into the third, going into the fourth. They're like, Tay, we need you. I'm like, nah, I don't think that's a good idea for me. Like, I was already thinking about my legs. I don't want to go out there and put bad stuff on film. It's not like I didn't want to go in the game, but, up to this point, I'd already been through so much. What a piece of garbage human being is this? What is that attitude? What is that Gen Z mentality
Don't lay that on Gen
Oh,
Z.
I'm laying it on it.
Is
Absolutely.
he getting a paycheck from this?
That's
team?
the thing, man. Anyone else before you would stand there waiting for their chance to prove everyone wrong. Man, you should have had me in that whole game. Look how good I am. I'm going to give it 189%, and I'm just going to kill this thing. You have the wrong attitude, Deontay Johnson. Gee, I wonder why you're now on the Browns. I mean, I see that kind of thought process, and it makes me a bit sick.
It's going to be even colder in Cleveland. So
that Browns are going to get the first pick in the next draft.
You think so?
That's how bad the Browns are going to be.
No,
first pick next draft. What a disaster!
First of all, here's why the Browns will not be the worst team in football. First of all, they have 26, no less than 26 quarterbacks trying to work out.
That's
second
worse.
of all, they have a defensive. What's his? Oh my God, the poet that wants to crush everybody. What's his name? He puts
Myles Garrett.
Miles Garrett,
yeah.
And he's getting a lot of money, and he likes to put the hurt on the other team. So that's number two. Number three. Well, that's it. They have that's
Shedeur
it.
Sanders. How could you?
No.
Leading them to the future.
Oh, jeez.
To the playoffs in his rookie year. My God.
No, Phil.
Some drugs.
Bruno Baller says, Jeffrey, enjoy your next 9 days off. We'll see you Monday, July something, I guess.
9.
It'll be 7th, I think, of your return. Then everyone else has a great weekend. Okay, Bruno Baller. Thanks, man.
Thank you,
But
BB.
It's weird
9.
you're counting the days.
No.
Everybody just
you are loved by the fourth dimension.
There will still be a show. Randy and Harris will be here with possible guest stars, Filthy Phil and Ralph from the Weekend Warriors.
Oh man, I hope so. Did we ever hear back from them?
Oh, it's none of my business. I don't get involved with those things.
Okay, all right.
That's up to
That's up to HR.
That's up to you and Harris to sort out. I don't like
okay.
to get in the middle of these things. So,
all right, I'll try.
We
to
should do this,
send
ladies
text.
and gentlemen. It's time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1940, to honor the lyricist of "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," the Brooklyn Dodgers celebrated Jack Norworth Day at Brooklyn Ebbets Field.
Wow.
The songwriter and his partner, Albert von Hilzer,
Wow.
wrote the music, had never seen a baseball game when they created the song in 1908. Back to me,
Wow.
Jeffrey.
1908. And
How
he
do you
had
write that song having never seen a baseball game?
He had a guy that's never seen the game before.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
That's actually impressive. That was impressive.
So how would you write that? A baseball classic, having never seen a game. Do you have notes from somebody? Does somebody give you like, well, they use gloves and the ball, and they have the seventh inning and peanuts and Cracker Jacks?
I mean, these lyrics aren't exactly like, poetry over here. I mean, it's take me out to the ball game, take me out with the crowd, find me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. So, I mean, that is something, I suppose, a little more specific. Like, they're not giving out Cracker Jack at Broadway
I feel
musicals.
like racially attacked when I hear somebody say Cracker Jack.
Yeah, it is.
That's, by the way, Radio
Jeffrey.
Ron is on the text line. He says, next week, the blender will make history.
What?
What do you mean, Radio Ron?
Getting canceled?
That is a way of saying next week, the blender is history.
Yeah.
We're canceled.
Yeah.
What do you mean, Radio Ron?
I'll come in and my key card won't work.
It's like, I don't understand what's happening here. Tune in 1580. Up, and away in my beautiful balloon.
3 hours of
Up, and
60s and
away
70s
in
music.
my beautiful balloon.
I was thinking Latin dance music.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Kind
Phil,
of waiting
are you
on
okay?
kind of trying to wait on the response text here, but it sounds like Phil just pulled something.
Yeah.
Pulled a
my
groin,
tight
maybe.
end.
Somebody's groin. I don't know.
Pulled a tight
Moist
end.
One says he's talking about the debut of Moist One. The Moist One Minute at 3:47 every Monday.
The moist minute.
The Moist, Minute.
No.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That would be funny.
Hefty Lefty says, hey, Nas Reed, 5 years, $125 million for the Wolves.
Whoa. That's a big deal. Nas Reed has been an incredible six-man, which was a part of the reason why Rudy Gobert was attainable for the Phoenix Suns had they wanted to make that that route.
We already have like 7 centers.
Well,
We don't need
now,
another one.
yes,
Yeah.
but
You do.
Oh, Radio Ron says, I'm just rallying the troops in your absence. So next week, while I'm off doing what the hell I want, Radio Ron will guest, Ralph will guest in, and Phil will guest in.
Did you ever hear back
Some
from
point.
Ralph and Phil?
You know they're hard to get a hold of.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah.
You hardly ever see him.
Ralph hasn't even talked this entire hour.
Yeah.
I don't know even what he just wants to sit there and just like smiles at himself from the picture. He's like, I look good.
I think you're right.
What's that shirt you're wearing there, by the way?
It's a record store in LA called Licorice Pizza back from the 80s.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. That was the best part about your appearance on today's show.
It was. There you go.
Wow.
Look at that. Licorice Pizza.
Well, thank you, Ralph. Thank you, Phil,
Yep.
for filling in. The Blender will be back in your radios again next week, 3 p.m. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Don't blow your fingers off over the 4th.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke